Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Benji Finsky alongside my broadcast partner Ryan McCullough and our producer engineer Erwin Perez, and we welcome you to Burl Fowler Stadium in Monett, where tonight the Cubs open their 2025 football season by hosting the Nevada Tigers. A new era of Cubs football began last year as Coach Ben Mock took over a program that was looking to end a long losing streak. Well, that streak ended in Week 5, and the Cubs went on to win 3 of their final 5 regular season games. As the Cubs enter the second year under Coach Mock, there's a renewed sense of optimism within the team, within the school, and within the community. The Cubs seem to be primed to make big strides in the Big 8 Conference this year. Nevada under Coach Wes Beechler is coming off an 8-3 season that saw the Tigers make it to the district semifinal game. It was there that Warrensburg ended Nevada's season with a 28-26 win. Last year, Monett traveled to Nevada in Week 1, and the Tigers prevailed 44-22 in the season opener. 2 years ago, Nevada came down here to Monett in Week 8 and defeated the Cubs 48-0. The last Cub victory in this series came back in 2019. Let's welcome Ryan McCullough into the pregame show. Ryan, Monett is coming off a season that saw their offense grow by leaps and bounds. What do you expect to see from the Cubs in year 2 under Coach Mock?
Well, if it's a Coach Mock offense, I can tell you there's going to be a lot of throwing the football. The ball is going to be in the air, a lot of passing. Last year, you really started to see it click towards the end, especially in that Mount Vernon game. You saw a lot of points start to be put up. What I expect to see year 2, now that he's had a full offseason as the head coach, I expect him to key on that defensive now to start locking that down, because that kind of became a little bit of the Achilles heel last season where the offense was able to score, but you got to keep teams under what you're able to score. So this year I expect the defense to make tremendous strides on that side of the football, more of a complementary style, but he's going to play fast. He said that they're going to play fast on offense. They're going to go. They're going to try and score as much as they can.
Tonight's keys to victory are brought to you by Buchanan Funeral Home in Monett. Serving Monett and the surrounding area since 1950, they are honored to be part of the rich history of the local community. Ryan, if Monett wants to contend for a conference title, they have to win games like the one here tonight. What must they do to upset the Tigers?
Last season, early on, you really saw the Cubs struggle to protect the football on offense, and they gave teams short field. Things you cannot do if you want to win. But now you have Dylan Washik, another year in the same system, more comfortability in it, a full offseason like Mock said in the pregame interviews, went to all those camps, all those reps that he's got in the offense. I think he's more comfortable. I expect him to take his team down the field bit by bit, go on those drives. Don't just look for the chunk play where he kind of did at times last year. I also expect them to use their newfound weapon in Antoine Smith. He's supposed to be able to come in and be a good playmaker for them. We'll see how they choose to utilize him. But you'll have him and Colin Umpley you can use out of the backfield, both as runners and pass catchers.
And, you know, it still comes down to blocking and tackling, too. The guys up front on the offensive line, they have to give the quarterback Washik time to throw. And on the defensive side, they need to put pressure on the opposing thrower.
Defensively, yeah, I really got to see a good pass rush. You have Cam Tullis, who was really starting to do good last season, rushing the passer, getting sacks. You have Tucker Anderson back, believe he's another 3-year starter for the Cubs. You're starting to see a lot more experience pop up on that defensive side. Coach Mock doesn't have them playing both ways, really, so you're only playing one side of the ball, and they're able to specialize in it. So we'll see what those Cubs defenders are able to do. You do lose Miles Young, I believe, back over to offense. But last year he was able to force turnovers. Maybe he plays both ways this year. We'll see.
Keys to Victory brought to you by the fine people at Buchanan Funeral Home, who pledge to continue the tradition of trusted performance, providing quality service with compassion and respect. It's the Tigers and the Cubs live from Burl Fowler. Get your drinks and your popcorn ready now. You won't want to miss any of tonight's action. The Freedom Bank Kickoff is just minutes away. When we return, Ryan and I will discuss tonight's Big 8 Conference games and other key matchups in Southwest Missouri. Stay tuned for more of the Monett Cubs pregame show, brought to you by Rollo Insurance agent Scott Thrasher. You're following the Monett Cubs on KKBL and the Talon Sports Network. Out of the shotgun, Johnson will keep it himself with running room to the 40, to the 35, and down to about the 33 for a gain of 12 and another first. Johnston under center will pitch right side. Conway into the end zone. Touchdown, Mountaineers. Washik back to pass, has time, throws, slant pass. He's got Soriano to the 40, makes a man miss, and then dropped it to 41. First and 10, Washik back to pass, throws late, pass caught, first down and more. As Nesserode able to get to Washik. Looking right, throwing right. The pass is caught by Soriano, and play action pass now coming. Pass over the middle is caught. And it is a touchdown for the catch of the night. Washik again looking to throw deep left side. Has Brandt open to the 30, to the 25, and down near the 20.
Pressure.
Out of the shotgun, Washik on fourth down. Throws. Has Nesserode first down and more to the 5 and down near the goal line. Touchdown! Monett Cubs from 6. Washik out of the shotgun will throw left side. Brandt. He makes the catch, and the two-point conversion is good. Out of the shotgun. He'll roll to the right under pressure. Now hit. The ball comes out. A scramble for the loose ball. Has a completion, first down and more to the Cub 40, 35, 30. 25 to the 20, 15, 10, and finally knocked down there. Johnston under center. Will turn and give to Conway, who walks into the end zone for the touchdown. Washik drops straight back. Here's a screen to Brandt. Brandt to the 40, to the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, to the house. Touchdown, Monett Cubs.
Yeah, another screen play. This time they went back.
Here's the quarterback, Johnston, throwing over the middle. It's intercepted by the Cubs to the 20 and down to the 15, to the 10. The Cubs will be knocking on the door. Game show sponsored by Rollo Insurance agent Scott Thrasher. Rollo Insurance supports their clients by securing reasonable premiums, by providing complete guidance on insurance coverages, and by protecting treasured assets for life. For more information, contact Scott at 417-772-3100. Tonight's area scoreboard brought to you by MetaPlans Plus. Serving customers for over 25 years, MetaPlans Plus specializes in Medicare and Marketplace health plans. And tonight, Everyone starts 0-0, Ryan. It's a great time of the season. But, boy, are there some good matchups within the Big 8 Conference and then also in other areas of schools. Let's talk the Big 8 first. Nevada here at Monett, of course. Seneca at Cassville. Cassville gets to take on the Indians at home in week 1.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one right out the gate. Seneca losing a lot of experience from last year's team. That was a heck of a roster. We thought when we watched them play that was going to be the state champions. Came up just short last season. But, man, was that a good roster. You got to replace those guys, but I can tell you from what I saw, from what they had coming up, I think they're just going to reload and keep going. I do know one of Castle's main players is out tonight with a hand injury. I'm going to take the Indians in that one.
Mount Vernon and Aurora renew a long-time rivalry. Those guys don't really like each other that much, being so close together. The green and white at Mount Vernon going up against the black and red at Aurora. That game over in Aurora.
Yeah, what's better than a rivalry game week 1? I mean, you're just getting right to it. Okay, your most important game of the year is right out the gate, and you get all off season to prepare for it, and you've had now probably 200 days to think about this game this night. I like Mount Vernon still, though, in that game.
McDonald County travels to Lamar. McDonald County has been a team that's been a little bit up and down in the last couple of years, but they continue to really be strong within the Big 8 Conference.
Yeah, they kind of struggled to find identity last year, bounce around quarterback-wise. I do expect to be better this year. They return a lot of pieces, but it's Lamar. I'm going to take the Lamar Tigers.
And then Springfield Catholic travels to East Newton. It's a non-conference game. East Newton playing at home. They started strong last year, the Patriots did. Can they get off to a 1-0 start tonight?
I think that one's going to be a good game. Both teams that you've seen kind of struggle recently. East Newton also kind of on the come-up as well, and they've really been making it tough for some of these Big 8 teams. Springfield Catholic, though, as well, they're trying to flip that script and get it going. I think it's going to be a close one. I'll take the Big 8 Patriots to get the win.
The Big 8 has, of course, 9 schools in it, so every week there'll be 4 conference games and 1 non-conference game. For Monett, their non-conference game comes in week 2 when they host Stratford. For Nevada, their non-conference game is the last week of the regular season when they take on Pleasant Hill. So good games within the Big 8, but there are other big games in the area as well.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of good football going on in Southwest Missouri. A lot of exciting players.
Well, there is, and the biggest game in the area, I would say, would be the Nixa Republic game.
I mean, you got on some sites the #1 player in the entire nation playing for Nixa this year, last year's National Gatorade Player of the Year, Miami commit, Cantwell himself playing O-line. Republic, though, been a very good team. Nixa also been at the top of Class 6, so you get 2 heavyweights fighting out week 1. I'm going to take Nixa to get the win over Republic in a close game. Webb City and Lebanon, also another one that could be a lot of fun. Cardinals, they've been good, but not their level of expectation the past couple years. I think they get the win against Lebanon, but I don't think Webb City is going to win the district title this year either. They had a 22-year win streak of winning the district title that you saw end a couple years ago to Republic. I think there's some new dogs on top of them this year.
Yeah, the big games, I think Ozark and Willard, they renew a rivalry as well. That game, Ozark improved a year ago. That game can go either way as well. So a lot of big games in the area that we'll keep track of, these and others, as we come back at halftime and take a look at scores, and then again in the postgame. Again, the area scoreboard brought to you by MetaPlans Plus. Tonight's contest on Google Play or the Apple app is sponsored by Payless Rentals and Sales. With 6 area locations, Payless Rentals and Sales offers flexible payment options and free delivery of furniture, appliances, and electronics. A reminder that the Monett Cubs broadcast team is sponsored by A-List Properties. For all your real estate needs, their team will work hard for you and your family. Still about 25 minutes away from tonight's opening kickoff. We'll slip away, hear from some of our wonderful sponsors. We'll be back with more of the pregame show, sponsored by Rollo Insurance and agent Scott Thrasher. Back after this timeout. In low dots the I. And it will be in low to the right side, and he's into the end zone for the touch. Washik looking deep left, throws it deep left, has a man, and it's caught. Washik will work out of the shotgun again, gets the snap. Looking deep left side, has a man into the end zone, touchdown Cubs.
That's Carson Nessel.
Washik. And it's the push into the end zone. Touchdown for the in the backfield. Eichelberger will roll to the left, still with it. He's hit. Scrambling back past the 20 and is finally knocked down there. Washik out of the shotgun, gets the snap. Looks right, fires right. Soriano with a catch, breaks a tackle, makes another man miss and gets out into the 50-yard line. Washik will throw deep left side for Brandt. Caught inside the 25 to the 20, 15, and down to the 10.
He spun it.
Washik looks over the defense, gets the snap, looks right, throws a fade pattern to the right side, and it is caught for the touchdown. Washik with an empty backfield. Takes the snap, looks to the right, throws to the right. Soriano with a catch. 2-point conversion is good.
So this one.
Halftime. Eichelberger under pressure, spins away, but is hit and is slung down finally. Youngblood. It's a short snap, and it'll be a first down and a whole bunch more. The run, that's Wolf, and Wolf will get it all the way down near the Cubs' 20-yard line.
Yeah, a great.
Eichelberger throws it over the middle. Touchdown, Patriots. That's Wolf with the reception. Takes the snap. He looks to the left. Now throws deep left side. The pass is caught inside the Patriot 40. 2nd and 15 for the Cubs. Washik with time. Throws left side. Pass caught near the 20-yard line.
Yeah, caught by Landon.
Snap. Steps up, throws to the right side. And this time it is intercepted. Looks over the defense. Gets a snap and drops straight back. Throws to the right. Soriano with the catch. Makes a man miss. Now cuts it upfield. And we'll have another first down for the Cubs.
Soriano, he had the easy. There goes Umfleet.
Umfleet up the middle he goes. Close to the end zone. Touchdown. Monett. Go for two, and it's Umfleet. He'll run to the right. Game show. Still about 21 minutes away from tonight's opening kickoff. A reminder that the Talon Sports Network covers 3 Big 8 teams each and every Friday night. The Monett Cubs are right here on 95.9 FM. The Cassville Wildcats are on 97.7 FM. And the Aurora Hound Dogs are on AM 940. Be sure to catch Big 8 Conference football on the Talon Sports Network tonight and all season long. Ryan, as we prepare for week 1, it's turned out to be just a beautiful evening for football, as temperatures at kickoff will be somewhere in the mid-70s.
Yeah, when I went outside this morning, I felt the air. It felt like it was a day for football. It's a perfect day, little clouds in the sky. There's going to be no effective rain on the game. It's not going to be too hot. It's just perfect football weather. Week 1, it's an exciting time in America.
And, of course, here at Burrell, AstroTurf surface, it's dry, beautiful. Kickoff, it's 76 degrees here in Monett. It feels like 76. The wind is out of the east at 2 miles an hour, and just a great night for football. Tonight's field condition and weather report brought to you by Heritage Tractor, your local John Deere dealer who offers new and used equipment for your backyard, farm, or ranch. Stop by or visit heritagetractor.com. We're going to slip away here from more of our wonderful sponsors. We'll be back with more of the pregame show after this timeout. Back to the Rollo Insurance pregame show, still about 16 and a half minutes away from tonight's opening kickoff. Kickoffs this year sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri with branches in 7 locations. Freedom Bank has met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. If you're looking for a bank that knows you by name, stop by and visit with one of their experienced associates. The Monett High School Band on the field, preparing to play tonight's National Anthem. The National Anthem brought to you by VFW Post 4207 in Monett. Post 4207 reminds us that some gave all and all gave some. No one does more for local veterans than VFW Post 4207. We'll slip away and hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back with more of the Rollo Insurance pregame show after this timeout. Post 4207 in Monett. Post 4207 reminds us that some gave all and all gave some. No one does more for local veterans than VFW Post 4207. Big crowd filing in, Ryan, here in week 1. A lot of optimism around this football team this season.
Yeah, it was a great turnout here, but also it's a beautiful day, so not much of a reason not to come. It's week 1. Like I said, exciting time, and if you keep winning, this crowd will keep showing up and they'll keep growing. Sometimes it gets hard, when those struggles start to happen. When they went 0-10, though, I will say they still somewhat had a good turnout for the fans. The Cubs fans are hungry for some success, though. They want to see a winner.
They absolutely do, and the second half of last season, they started to see some of that success. The Cubs won 3 of their last 5 regular season games and really had a good showing up at Bolivar. A couple mistakes cost them dearly in that one, but really were playing some of their best football at the end of the season.
That's where you want to be at the end of a season, especially in the first year under a new regime, playing their best ball at the end. It was good to see. You saw them make improvements every single week. So now it's to pick up where you left off, be even better, and continue that climb.
We take a look at the Monett Cubs now. We look at their starting lineup. We'll look at offense first, Ryan. And up front, at left tackle, a 6', 285-pound senior, Edgar Mikado, and he plays an important role on this team. He protects the blind side for Dylan Washington.
It's the most important man sometimes on the offensive line. Everyone calls the center the quarterback of the offensive line, but there's a reason in the National Football League the left tackles make the most money on the offensive line, because you're protecting the blind side.
At left guard, a 5'8", we're going to say 175-pound junior. The roster has him at 130, and we know he's not 130, and that's Jose Garcia. The center, 5'10", 165-pound senior, Adam Martinez. At right guard, a 5'9", 220-pound junior, Oscar Hinojosa, and Oscar will also take care of the kicking duties as he'll kick off tonight. The right tackle, Luis Serrano, 5'11", 240-pound sophomores. The Cubs list no one as a running back. They list 5 wide receivers, Ryan.
Last year, that's what they ran, though. They ran 5 wide, and they had just Dylan in the backfield by himself most of the time. Sometimes you'd see him sneak Colin back there, or it would just be Colin by himself, and then that was the case. He was going to run the ball right.
The 5 wide receivers they gave me on Tuesday include Miles Young, a 5'9", 180-pound senior, Braden Seitz, a 5'7", 160-pound junior, Carson Nesselrode, 5'11", 165-pound junior, Colin Umfleet, a 5'11", 175-pound senior, and Alex Meeks, a 6', 175-pound senior. And we saw a lot from Nesselrode, Umfleet, and Meeks last year.
I'm really excited to see the more strides that Carson Nesselrode will be able to make this season. Coach Mock even said last year when he arrived to Monett, all he heard about was how athletic Nesselrode was. Now he's a junior. Body's developed a little bit more, added some more muscle to him, add some more speed. Very curious to see what he can do this season.
And, of course, the quarterback returning after a strong second half last year, Dylan Washick, 6'2", 165-pound junior. Dylan, his arm got stronger and stronger and stronger as the year went by.
You could tell he was getting more comfortable in the offense. This year, he will get to do the same offense again. He's the first Cubs quarterback since Carter Breek in 2018 and 2019 to start consecutive years in the same offensive scheme.
And that makes a difference. Coming into a season knowing what to expect and gone through it for a season will make a big difference for that junior quarterback. On defense, up front, it's Camden Towles. You talked about him in the pregame, 6'4", 225. He's gotten bigger and stronger as well. We look for a lot out of Camden. At defensive tackle, Chris Calhoun, 5'11", 170 pounds. He got a lot of playing time last year as well. At the other defensive end, Kelton Carr, 6', 190-pound junior. The linebackers, Tucker Anderson, 5'10", 225, a senior. Sam Carr, a 5'10", 180-pound junior. Aiden Rivera, 5'11", 220-pound junior. And Henry Reed, a 5'10", 180-pound junior. So some names that we called a lot last year. They're coming back and should be stronger this year.
A lot of experience returning, and one thing to note, you just noted a lot of experience coming back. A lot of them have junior next to their name, so they'll get this season and another one.
In the defensive back, I'm going to give you 5 names that you may hear tonight. The defensive backfield, Josue Elias, 5'9", 145-pound senior. Chris Spears, a 5'7", 155-pound junior. August Black, a 5'9", 170-pound senior. Brady Courtois, 5'11", 200-pound senior. And Kason Carr, a 5'10", 165-pound junior. Don't know if the Cubs are going to go with Courtois or Carr at strong safety. We'll wait and see here at opening kickoff. The kicker, as we said, is Hinojosa. The punter, Colin Umfleet. So
that's a curious one for me, having Colin doing the punting duties. You could run a lot of fakes there with him, and as we know, he's a very good runner, and he'll run through somebody.
You know, you never know. And I think back to last year when the Cubs started against Nevada. Their first score was a long pass play from Washick to Brandt. Down the left side, the Cubs went for 2, which they do every time. And if you remember, they did a double pass on their first 2-point conversion. The officials threw a flag, waved it off, but they thought there were 2 forward passes. But as it turned out, it was a legal play. So, you know, with Coach Mock and his staff, you just don't know what they're going to pull out.
No, and last year at the end of the year, they were playing Mount Vernon, and they threw the double pass. This time at Ward, converted a massive touchdown out of it. You never know what Mock might drop. He's not afraid to roll the dice and take a gamble.
Absolutely. Still about 7 minutes away from tonight's opening kick. We'll slip away, hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be back after this timeout. this new. Any contest is generally forgotten over time. However, the behavior of players, coaches, and fans leave lasting impressions. Be sure to choose good sportsmanship as you cheer on your favorite team. This message brought to you by Access Family Care, with more than 200 employees serving 7 counties in southwest Missouri. Captains heading to midfield. Miles Young is out there along with August Black. Mercado out there and Umfleet as well. The 4 captains join Nevada's captains at midfield, and we're just minutes away from tonight's opening kick. Talk about these final minutes before kickoff. You lived it as a player. What's going on in your mind and in your gut?
A lot of butterflies, a lot of excitement because it's the first game of the year. Anything can happen. You want to start hot. A lot of times you have those mental mistakes on both sides. Sometimes you get a little sloppy early. Last year we saw Nevada take the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. You don't want that to happen again if you're the Cubs, and you remember that right now. I will say one thing that's very exciting for me just sitting here as someone who went to Monett is how many players are on the Cubs sideline. It's amazing to see what Coach Mock has been able to do in terms of growing this roster. We said 91 kids earlier. Amazing to see how many went out for football this year.
It really is. He had a lot of kids out last year, but he found more roaming the halls as well and brought them out tonight here at Burl Fowler. But I counted yesterday, the roster I had yesterday had 91. Today's might have 92 or 93. I don't know. But a lot of kids, as we look down there, they fill that players area from the 25 to the 25. The coin toss has taken place. The Tigers will receive and defend the north goal, so the Cubs will kick it away as we get started here. A reminder that you've been listening to the Rollo Insurance pregame show. Rollo Insurance, a partner who you can call today, tomorrow, and always. Stop by and see Scott Thrasher at 1001 East Broadway in Monett. That's 1001 East Broadway in Monett. Tonight's first quarter brought to you by Monett Sheet Metal, a trusted and respected business that has been providing sales and service for residential and commercial customers since 1935. Cubs kickoffs this year sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. With branches in 7 locations, Freedom Bank has met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. If you're looking for a bank that knows you by name, stop by and visit with one of their experienced associates. Well, both special teams huddled around their coaches, just moments away from kickoff here tonight. The Cubs in their home purple uniforms with gold and white piping down the side of the pants, white numerals on their uniform back.
I know you're happy to see the yellow number is gone.
Gone. I've heard rumors that the white now has purple numbers, and if that's true, I'm going to be a little bit happier. And for the Tigers, they're in their traveling white jerseys and gray pants. Ball is teed up, and we're just seconds away from kickoff here as Hinojosa has it teed up.
You never know what Coach Mock, he might do an onside right off the gate.
That would reduce the return. It's a pooch kick that comes down to the 37-yard line. No return for a touchdown here tonight. The Tigers take over 1st and 10 from their own 37.
One thing about Nevada that I can tell you from playing against them growing up and then now getting to call some of their games and watch them as they've gotten to do this more, they always got athletes, they always got speed. And you got to contain the outside when you play Nevada.
And you know, Coach Beechler's been there not once but twice, and he's been successful both times at Nevada. This is a team that's won 17 games over the last 2 years. 1st and 10 for the Tigers as they set up at their 37-yard line out of the shotgun. Here's a sweep to the left and a big hit. No gain on the play.
Tucker Anderson there immediately gets a big stop for the Cubs, and that'll fire up the sideline.
That was Will Jackson on the carry, and he's knocked down near the line of scrimmage. We're going to say no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Just underway here from Burl Fowler, the Tigers and the Cubs in the season opener. Nevada to the line of scrimmage. Bunch look to the near side, single back beside the quarterback. And the quarterback will give to his tailback, and again Jackson tripped up after a short gain.
That time he was tackled by number 57, Kelton Carr, flew into the backfield and tripped him up. Cubs defense starting off pretty strong here. They got a big opportunity on 3rd and long to get off the field.
The quarterback is Kellen Braden, by the way, 5'10", 185-pound senior. No gain on the play. Initially, I thought he picked up a yard, but it's 3rd down and 10 from the 37.
They got to watch the ball. They struggled with that last year, and they would give up 5 yards at times.
Out of the shotgun. Here's a jet sweep going far side, breaks a tackle. He'll have a 1st down and more. Down the sideline he goes into Cub territory down to about the 25.
Massive pop play there by Nevada. Like I said, you got to contain the outside against them. Massive run for the Tigers, and now they're threatening to moving down the field.
44-yard gain for Snyder. I believe it was. Was it number 4 that carried or 14?
Great question, Benji.
You got to help me, man. You got to help me.
I think it was 14.
It was. So Collins with a carry and a 1st down for the Tigers. Out of the shotgun, here's a reverse. Again, it's Collins. He's got running room, cuts it, and dives down to about the 10 for another 1st down and a gain of 14.
Had some shifty running there. That was a nice mixture by the Tigers. Eventually he was tackled, though, by number 33, Brady Couttois.
I had to work on that one for a couple of days.
Got it.
1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 11-yard line. Knocking on the door already. Braden takes the snap. He'll pass near side, and there's Collins again and cuts it up for a score. 11-yard touchdown pass to John Collins.
Collins did a great job there, made the catch, put his foot in the turf, made one cut, and shot upfield, got the score. Tigers strike early.
11 yards and a touchdown for Collins. And the Tigers will send on the PAT team. The holder is Atkins. Snap back, ball down. The kick is up, but whistles come out here. The kicker is the quarterback. It's going to be a procedure against the Tigers. Now they'll send on the offensive unit and go for 2.
Yeah, there they come back onto the field there, which tells me also, if you're Coach Mock there as well, they may not have too much faith backing up their kicker when it comes to field goals later on.
Absolutely, because now they're bringing the offense on. Well, now wait a second. Now they changed the call, and it's a penalty against the Cubs. So half the distance, that'd be about a 2-yard penalty. And I think they keep the offense on the field, and they'll go for 2 as the ball's resting just outside the 1-yard line.
So Cubs D-line and linebackers gonna need to be stuffing it, and D-ends have got to contain the edge.
Braden at quarterback, out of the shotgun, takes the snap, gives to Collins, and Collins dives into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. 9:30 left here in the first quarter. The Tigers strike first. It's 8-0 early here at Burl Fowler. Back after this timeout. Back to action here at Burrell. Return up the middle for the Cubs from the 8-yard line across the 20, 25, and out across the 30. A good return there from Monett. Courtois with a good return, and Monett will have it at their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, he caught that one well because it was spiraling, and it was about to go over his head. I don't know how he was able to ring that in with one hand, but here we go. 5 wide, empty backfield for Washik.
And you're going to tag team with me on offense here because there's going to be fast break offense this year just like it was a year ago. Washik out of the shotgun, takes the snap, spins to the right, looking deep, throwing deep. Down the field it goes, a diving attempt by Nesselrode, and it is incomplete.
Yeah, just wasn't able quite to get over that one. They took the deep shot on the opening play. Had him there. He beat the defender. Just couldn't quite make the connection.
Okay, and already you can see that Washik's arm is a lot stronger. He let that one rip. Second down and 10 from the 31. Here's a quick pass to the near side and out to the 40-yard line, and I think that's
Mr. Antoine Smith there.
Mr. Smith with the reception.
His first reception as a Cub.
And he picks up 9, and it brings up third down and 1. Washik pulls back now and gets the call in from the sideline, resets his receivers. Quick pass, Nesselrode with a catch, first down Cubs.
Yeah, Carson Nesselrode there, just a little quick out to Nesselrode, gets the first down. One of the Tigers defenders tried to jump it and actually beat the pass there. Washik able to complete it to Nesselrode, and Cubs get their first down of the season.
And that brought to you by Architectural Systems Incorporated with locations in Monett, Aurora, and Granby. ASI is expanding, growing for business and the local community.
Well, that was an official timeout.
Official timeout. Yeah, first downs brought to you by ASI this year, just like it was a year ago. You'll hear their name a lot, hopefully, tonight and all season long. First and 10 for the Cubs from their own 45. Washik in the pocket. Hit. The ball comes loose. That's a live ball, and it is picked up by the Tigers. Down the left sideline they go, and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, not a great start there for the Cubs. Washik got hit from behind.
And I think that may have been Collins again. He's at the 30-yard line right now. I'm waiting for him to turn.
I think that's 44.
Is it 44? Let's see. It's 4. It's number 4 that had the return, and that is Jet Snyder. Jet Snyder, a 35-yard fumble return. And Nevada will attempt the PAT. And a flag comes out again. The kick was up and good, but the whistle stopped the play. This will be offside against the Cubs again.
And they'll bring the offense back on the field for the Tigers.
For 2. What happened there, for those listening on the radio, Washik was hit from behind, and when the ball came loose, it went back. So it was a live ball, and the Tiger defense was able to scoop it up and race down the east sideline for the score. So I guess that would go down as a fumble, I would assume on that.
Go down as a fumble and scoop and score.
So a loss of 10 and then the fumble. Tigers going for 2, pass into the end zone, and it is good. 8:07 left here in the first, and the Tigers stunning the Cubs here early. It's 16-0 back after this timeout. brought to you by Monett Sheet Metal. Their team of experts is dedicated to finding the most cost-effective solutions for your heating and cooling needs. Whether you're looking for new installation, routine maintenance, or general repairs, Monett Sheet Metal is the one to call. Well, Ryan, you told me to come out. You got to put that in the rearview mirror and go on because, you know, it's 16 zip, and now the offense needs to put a drive together. Here's a low-line drive kick that's caught by an up man who went to his knee.
That's 55 there for the Cubs.
We scramble. That was Adam Martinez. Martinez caught that line drive kick and went down to avoid a turnover, and the Cubs start again at their 31. That's where they started their last drive. That ended in the turnover. 1st and 10 for the Cubs. 8:03 left here in the first. Washik will work out of the shotgun. 3 receivers wide to the near side. He spins, now throws back, and it's caught by Smith. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet. 1st down and more to the 45 and out to about the 46 for a gain of 15.
Tough running there by Smith. Shook a couple guys off, finally brought down by a group of Tigers, and he's pretty fired up. He is a San Diego State commit already, deciding on where he wants to go play college ball.
How about that? 1st down brought to you by ASI. They can turn in any concept involving metal into reality. Quick pass to Antoine Smith and falls incomplete as it was thrown behind him.
Might be a little fatigued after that last reception he had. It was a beautiful play design with the tunnel screen, had the whole defense full, throwing it back to him. And yeah, they will take him out for a play. I think he needs a little bit of a breather.
2nd down and 10 for the Cubs following the incompletion. The clock stopped with 7:42 left here in the first. Washik will throw deep near side and overshoots
Nessel
Road and a pair of defenders there.
Looked like a little bit of a miscue for him and Nessel as far as where he wanted Nessel at when he threw that ball.
Washik now 3 of 6 here in the first quarter for 30 yards. 3rd down and 10 for the Cubs. Washik looks to the near sideline to get the play. He has 3 receivers wide left, 2 to the right. On 3rd and 10, gets the snap and throws out to Umfleet, who cuts it to the 50, still on his feet and spun out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 yards.
It was a good pickup on 3rd down. Looks like they'll go for it on 4th. Cubs offense really needs to get something going on this drive. This is a very critical early down.
It is, Ryan. 4th down and 5 from the Tiger 48-yard line. 3 receivers wide to the right, 2 to the near sideline. Seitz and Nesselrode to the near side. Washik looking right, throwing right, has a man, and it is knocked away at the last second. It was a well-thrown ball, but good defense from the Tigers, and that'll turn it over to Nevada. No, they're going to call that a catch.
They're going to call it a catch, go out of bounds, and then swiped away. It was Alex Meeks with the reception.
From the 48 down to the 24, so a gain of 24 for Meeks. And another ASI 1st down. Here's a handoff to Umfleet. Umfleet runs it up the middle for a gain of 5.
First run of the season for the Cubs. And there may not be many tonight, but there was one for Umfleet.
Well, technically, the second. First planned run of the night. 2nd down and 5. Cubs with 4 receivers now, 2 to each side. Umfleet is stationed behind the quarterback. Here's Washik looking to pass. Now scrambles right, throws right, and this one is intercepted. And this one might go the distance for the Tigers down the sideline. It is going to be an interception return of 80 yards. And again, it is Jet Snyder.
Second defensive touchdown of the game for Snyder, already having a day. And that's just a backbreaker for the Cubs there. They were driving down the field at a big play, and then you give up the pick six.
80-yard interception return. And the folks here on the west sideline are in stunned disbelief as the Tigers have taken a 22-point lead here in the first quarter. Kellen Braden on to attempt the PAT. Low snap, but the kick is up, and it is good. 6:39 left here in the first. The Tigers 23, the Cubs nothing. Back after this timeout. In the first quarter, it's all Nevada Tigers, 23-0. Cubs have been snake bitten here early. A fumble return for a touchdown, followed up by an interception for a score. And if the last drive was important, how important is this drive?
You got to have something now. That last one was a little demoralizing. You start to drive down the field and have that happen.
Here's a squib kick. Still a live ball, and finally recovered by the Cubs at the 25 as Couture came up and covered it at the last second. Well, that could have been disaster.
Yeah, you got to get on the ball there if you're the Cubs. You can't just let it bounce past you. That's a live ball.
Cubs will set it up at their own 26. That almost looked like an onside kick when it started, but it kept rolling and ended up down to the Cubs' 25-yard line. So Washik will set up out of the shotgun, back to pass, gets it to Umfleet, who cuts it up, still on his feet, and is placed down at the 31 after a gain of 5.
Tackled by number 18, Christian Peterson. Did a great job wrapping Umfleet up.
Cubs just need to settle. They just need to settle themselves and put a drive together here. Washik gets the snap and now whistles, stop the play. Ryan says it's a penalty against the offense, and he is correct. It's a false start against the Cubs.
If you're on defense to get them to blow something dead before the play starts, you got to really do something wrong. So, yeah, if you see the play blown dead, it's usually on the offense.
Yep, usually is. Unless you're one unabated to the quarterback or something like that. Second down and 10 for Monett from their 26. Washik looking to the right. Now scrambling near side. Hits Nesselrode, who's knocked down after a gain of about 7 or 8.
He did a good job there, Washik did, of filling the pocket and then spinning out, finding Nesselrode. But great play by the Tigers on defense. Just wrapped him up and brought him down an open field. Now you're at third down again. If you're the Cubs, it's a must-have.
Yeah, it's a key play here. Third down and 4 from their own 32-yard line. Smith lines as an I-back, and he'll get it running to the right. Stretches it out. Stiff arms his way for a first down and more.
There's a flag on the field.
We'll see what the call is here. If the play stands, it's going to be a gain of 11. We'll see what the call is here. Oh, it's a sideline infraction. So it's going to stand. A gain of 11 for Smith. And another first down brought to you by ASI, Architectural Systems Incorporated, a full-service forming, fabricating, finishing, and engineering company. From the 43, here's Smith on the run. This time he's hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked down after no gain.
Tigers D-line did a good job there getting pressure. They bring Smith down right after the handoff. But that's the formation I really like to see the Cubs do because it adds that running back threat for the Tigers to have to worry about and not just drop back in pass coverage.
Right here you've got Umfleet now in as the tailback. As the Cubs have two receivers to the left, two to the right. Second down and 10 for the Cubs from their 43. Snap back, Washik looking to the left, fires to the left. Nesserode with the catch. First down for the Cubs.
Nice reception by Nesserode. Does a good job filling out the defense and getting upfield. Gets the first down. Now the Cubs are starting to find a little momentum. That's what I was talking about pregame. I want to see him do is Washik just take him down the field. You don't need that all in one play. You're not going to get the comeback in one play in this one. Work your way down. Put points on the board.
That's another ASI first down. ASI can turn any concept involving metal into reality. On first down, here's Umfleet running the ball inside the 40 down to about the 38 for a gain of 4.
Great run there by Umfleet, getting positive yardage. And that's another reason I like that is now you're second and a lot shorter than you would be if you throw an incomplete pass and you stay second and 10.
Yeah, the 2nd and 6 is very doable, for the Cubs. High snap, Washik will give to Umfleet. Umfleet to the 35 and leans forward to the 34 for a gain of another 4 yards.
It also just opens up more of your offense, too, when you get it shorter like this. So now you have it 3rd and short. You got your whole playbook at disposal here.
Absolutely. 3rd and a long one. You can run the ball here. You can go deep and know that you'll go for it on 4th down. Looks like the Cubs come out in a totally different formation here.
Tolles is on the field as well.
Courtois lines up under center.
This could be their new power formation.
Yeah, is this going to be, well, it's not a tush push. It's going to be a handoff to Smith, who loses the ball, and the Tigers come up, and again, it is Snyder with the recovery.
Snyder already now with 3 forced turnovers. Fumble recovery, a scoop and score, and a pick 6.
It's amazing. And, that was miscommunication between new quarterback and tailback, and they never really got it into his breadbasket. The ball hit the turf, and again, Snyder there to pounce on it, and the Tigers will take over with 3:19 left here in the first quarter.
And Smith had room on that outside, too. They just weren't able to get the handoff.
So the Tigers take over at their own 35-yard line out of the shotgun. Quarterback flips it near side, pass caught, and out to about the 45-yard line.
Tigers get a nice first down play there. Tackle was made by Chris Spears.
Simmons with a gain of 10. Braden now 2 of 2 passing. And the Tigers pick up their 3rd first down.
It's only the 2nd time we've really got to see the Cubs defense on the field, and they're already down 3 scores.
Yeah, you're right. Tigers took the opening kickoff, went down and scored, and it's been their defense ever since. Out of the shotgun, here's a handoff, running right. Good hard run there by Jackson, and Jackson into Cub territory.
The Tigers just got everything going for them right now. They're getting chunk plays when they need them. They're working the ball down the field. The first 2 plays of the game looked like the Cubs defense was getting enough penetration. They were getting a good push. They were getting tackles right at the line of scrimmage. Ever since then, that Tigers offensive line has tightened up, and they've been moving the Cubs defensive line back.
2nd down and 2 for the Tigers from the Cubs 47. Out of the shotgun, the senior quarterback gets the snap. He'll run it himself up the middle. He'll have the first down and more down inside the Cub 35.
Spears with the tackle. Just that misdirections that Nevada runs. They do it so well. Pick up another first down there.
A reminder that you are listening to the Monett Cubs on KKBL 95.9 FM in Monett, Missouri. Benji Finsky and Ryan McCullough with you here from Burl Fowler Stadium. Here in the first, a game that has seen the Tigers take advantage of miscues to race to an early 23-0 lead.
Yeah, it's been all Tigers, and they've capitalized on the Cubs' mistakes.
Handoff running to the left is Collins. Collins still on his feet inside the 20 and inside the 10.
Tough running by Collins. He's another one having a great game already, and it's only the first quarter. It seems like he's got whatever he wanted on offense.
That's a gain of 27 for Collins. He's up to 85 yards here in the first quarter on just 3 carries.
As of right now, it looks like the Tigers have picked up right where they left off after a good season last year.
Yes, they sure have, and knocking on the door again, looking for their 4th touchdown of the quarter. From the 7, here come the Tigers. Braden out of the shotgun will hand to his tailback, and Jackson running up the middle he goes. Touchdown, Nevada.
Tigers strike again. After they make the point after, they could have a 30-point lead just after the first quarter.
7-yard touchdown run from Will Jackson, and it's 29-zip here in the first. Nevada will attempt the PAT. The quarterback with extra duties here as he'll attempt the PAT out of the hold of Kendrick Atkins, who's the backup quarterback. Snap back, ball down, the kick up. It's long enough, and it is good. 1:06 left here in the first. Nevada 30, Monett nothing. Back after this timeout. Reminder, the first quarter brought to you by Monett Sheet Metal, a trusted and respected business that has been providing sales and service for residential and commercial customers since 1935. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's been many years, Benji. That's before your time.
Before my time, so it has to be many years ago. Well, it's been a rugged first quarter. The Cubs.
It's been disastrous so far, and it's not how you want to start a season. And football is one of those games, if you start slow and someone else starts fast, it can flip on you in a hurry.
Tigers will be kicking it away. Another squib kick. This time it's fielded at the 33. Run up the middle to the 40, 45, 50. And down to the Tiger 43, and a beautiful return there by Martinez. You remember earlier he caught a ball and just went down. This time he said, hey, I'm going to run it a while.
They said, we need something. Let me do it, coach.
And he returned it from, about the 32 into the Tiger side of the field to the 43, so a return of about 25 yards.
It's just been self-inflicted stuff for the Cubs so far. It's really not even been anything Nevada's done. It's just been self-inflicted wounds.
Washik will work out of the shotgun, takes the snap. He looks to the left. He throws left. Nesserode with a catch. Knocked down at about the 38-yard line, a gain of about 5.
Kendrick Atkins with the tackle on the edge. That was a good first down play there for the Cubs. They just got to string one of those drives together and finish it. That's where you've seen them struggle in the past 3 years, is finishing drives.
Washik will hand to Smith, and Antoine breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and spins his way down inside the 30, and he just won't go down.
Tough running by Antoine Smith. They're going to finally blow the whistle. He's still not down. He's standing up. It was a great, tough run by him, showing off what he can do. And that is another nice element. You add him to the roster this year. Last year you had Umpley. He was the running back if you needed one. Now you got two guys you can kind of rotate there when you need them.
Yeah, it's a big difference, and he's a tough runner. That play was a perfect illustration of that. Antoine would not go down. 1st and 10 for the Cubs.
They just let the clock run. Oh, they line up real quick.
Washik will get a play underway. Fires it out to the right. The pass caught and a gain of about 3.
Miles Young with the reception. He tried to go back to the middle and was brought down.
And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Our score after 1, the Nevada Tigers 30, the Monett Cubs nothing. Back after this quick timeout. Facilities in Monett and Cassville, Wintech is an employee-owned company that provides standard and custom products to multiple markets within the construction industry. This game also brought to you in part by Prime Cut with great smoked meats, fresh steaks, and much, much more. Stop by 101 East Cleveland in Monett when you need a single meal or full catering. This game also brought to you in part by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, your one-stop destination for premium, fast, and custom-printed products, high-quality screen printing, and much, much more, delivered when you need it. And finally, this game brought to you in part by Heritage Tractor, with equipment ranging from utility tractors to recreational vehicles. Heritage Tractor working hard to find the right product for you. 2nd down and 7 as we resume action. That quarter couldn't end fast enough.
It was a long first quarter.
2nd down and about 7. A flag comes out. Now the ball is passed. It's caught for a score, but this one may come back. What a great catch, however.
Yeah, Alex Meeks.
Meeks with the catch.
He just went up and got that one over the defender.
If it stands, it's a 25-yard touchdown. It's not going to. It's an illegal shift against the Cubs.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Cubs left tackle wasn't even set on the play. He stood up before the ball was snapped and then went back down. You ever put a hand down, what you can do, but he just never went back down. He just kind of stood up, and you got to get set as an O-lineman.
Yeah. And it cost the Cubs a score.
It's a good ball, good catch.
Was, and good coverage.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it could have been picked off, but Meeks just beat the defender.
Yeah, Meeks went up, high-pointed that one, and scored from 25, but the penalty wipes it out. 2nd down and 12 from the 30. Here's Smith running right to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and down to the 15.
Great run there by Antoine Smith, and he gets down inside the 15-yard line, it looks like. That was a great job there bouncing back after a costly mistake, where you've seen Monett in years past, they make a mistake and they kind of let it build on them. That time they shook it off, picked up the first down the next play. They got to finish the drive, though.
Another ASI first down for the Cubs as they'll have it at the 14-yard line. Washik will look to throw, has a man in the end zone, but overshoots Meeks. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, had him open, just wasn't able to connect there. That'll bring up second down.
And that was a good play-action play on first down. You know, they handed the ball to Smith on the previous play. This time they faked it to him, and then Washik rolled to the near side. Well-designed play. The two, however, just couldn't make connections. Second down and 10. Cubs with the empty backfield. Washik will hit Smith at the 15. To the 10, still on his feet. Hurdles one tackler and down to the 3. And that's going to be a penalty on.
I don't think you can hurdle in the state of Missouri anymore.
What an exciting play, however.
It was an athletic play. He looked amazing doing it. We'll see what the flag is on.
It's going to be a gain of about 12 if it stands. Oh, this one's going to go against the Cubs. Yeah, it's going to negate the play. The flag was thrown at the 6, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Cubs.
Yeah, Misha passed that rule a few years ago. You could not hurdle in the state of Missouri anymore because it was deemed a dangerous play.
Well, it was exciting.
Oh, it was amazing to watch. It looked, and he's sitting here like, I just moved to the state about a couple months ago. I didn't know.
They call it a personal foul, I guess, is the ruling on that. I don't know. Is it unsportsmanlike? I don't know.
I don't know the exact call. I just know they ruled that you can't do it anymore.
Second down pass is caught. I believe it's Meeks who makes the catch at the 13-yard line.
Alex Meeks has had a good start to the game. He's been able to ring in some balls that were tightly contested.
Yeah, he's got a couple of catches.
And that's been the question mark, was who will take that lead reception spot away from Brant, now graduating and moving on to Missouri Southern.
Oh, this will be a penalty against the Tigers. Their first of the night. Be an offside penalty. Encroachment against the defense. And that penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, your one-stop destination for premium, fast, and custom printed products. So a free 5 yards for Monett. Third down and about 4. Washik with time throws to the back corner and overshoots his intended receiver.
Bring up fourth down now, and a crucial down. The Cubs have got to come away with points on this drive.
Well, that's a tough pass to complete.
Yeah,
he's standing on the right hash mark and throwing all the way over to the back left of the end zone.
Now,
that's
he
tough.
put the ball where you should as a quarterback, where only your guy's going to be able to get it, and no chance for an interception.
Well, here we go. 4th and 4 from the 8. Cubs need a score in the worst way, down 30-0. Washik takes the snap. He'll throw over the middle, and it is intercepted. And out of the end zone, the return out to about the Tiger 20. That was Braden with the interception.
So a massive stand there for the Tigers. They keep the Cubs at 0 on the scoreboard. Now their offense can come back onto the field.
Well, that's 4 turnovers for the Cubs.
In the first half, that's hard to win games with. You have 4 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles.
2 of those for scores.
People don't know my schedule. What are they calling me for? 1st and 10 from the 19. Here's a handoff in the backfield, and the Cubs ready to hit the tailback down. As Collins is knocked down with little or no gain. They'll put him down at the 19, so no gain for Collins.
Tucker Anderson all over him there to bring him down. Cubs defense has got to get a stop on this drive, and they got to give their offense good field position.
Yeah, they need a stop and an early stop. Tigers with it, 2nd and 10 from their own 19. Braden, the quarterback, will work out of the shotgun. He has Jackson lined up to his left. And it'll be Jackson running toward the right side. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and piled up after a gain of just 1 yard.
Cubs defense now making a 3rd down. Now they got a big opportunity. They just got to finish it and get the stop here on 3rd down. Last time they got beat outside, Nevada made a big play, then they went down the field and scored. You got to get off the field on 3rd down as a defense.
Yes, you've got to make a play here.
On 3rd and long, you've got to come away with stops.
Again, Jackson is lined up to the left of the quarterback, Braden. Keep an eye on Collins here. Braden will throw the ball, has a man, it's caught out to midfield and into Cub territory. And there's going to be a penalty on the Cubs as well, all the way down to the 22.
Yeah, that's going to be a horse collar tackle. Spears trying to grab him and try to knock the ball out, but grabbed the back of his jersey. August Black, excuse me.
The completion will stand. 57-yard gain and a horse collar tackle, as you said. We'll tack on some additional yards here. It'll be half the distance to the goal from the 23. So a 12-yard penalty.
Yeah, 3rd and long, you can't let anyone behind you. That's
No.
that's a no-no.
You know, they faked the ball to Collins. We said keep your eyes on Collins, and they did. They kept eyes on Collins, and Miller ran deep for the completion. A whistle stops the 1st down play here. It's offside against the Cubs, and the penalties are starting to rack up against the Cubs. 7 flags against Monett here in the 1st half.
Turnovers and penalties, that'll make it really hard for you.
1st and 5 from the 7-yard line. Braden will work out of the shotgun. Jackson gets it and then hands to Collins. Collins hit and spins down to about the 5-yard line for a gain of 2.
Game and Tools with the tackle. They love that little reverse play, a little misdirection there. They love to do that to Collins.
Right, they'll hand to Jackson, who'll kind of give on the inside to Collins.
It's a pretty play, and it seems to work more times than not.
Not real fancy, but
No.
good blocking up front, and Collins a big, tough runner. He's got 87 yards here in the 1st half. 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers from the 5. Braden takes a low snap, back to pass, throws to the end zone, and the score. Wide open was the wide receiver, Jet Snyder.
Snyder's having himself a heck of a game already.
He really is. A 5-yard touchdown to go along with a lot of exploits on the defensive side. So where the Cubs have had a tough 1st half, the Tigers have played a near perfect first 2 quarters. Low snap, and the kick this time is no good. So I jinxed them when I said they played a near perfect 1st half. That snap.
Commentators jinx in for the first time this year.
I should have started much earlier. 36-0 our score here. In the 2nd quarter, we'll slip away. Be back after this timeout. To you by WinTech. If you're interested in becoming an employee owner with a growing and thriving company, visit their website at wintechinc.com and click on the Careers tab to see current openings. I got that right, wintechinc.com.
Wintechinc.com.
All right. Only took me a year or two to figure that out. Here's a low line drive kick that is scooped up by Courtois at the 15. He's to the 20, to the 25. Hit and driving forward out across the 30 to the 32.
Well, Benji, you were a coach for many years. What is your message to a team when you're down big like this in the first half?
Well, first thing, there's still
A lot of time.
31 minutes left to ball. Piece by piece, play by play. Here's a pass caught by Meeks. And there you go, successful play, a gain of about 8 on first down.
Yeah, Meeks has seemed to be the go-to guy when it came for those quick passes.
Yeah, he's got 3 catches for 40 yards. Had a 25-yarder wiped out by a penalty. Second down and 2. Washik with time to pass. Throws to Meeks, who makes a nice catch, and that should be enough for a first down.
That time he was tackled by Atkins, but a nice snag there by Meeks again.
First down brought to you by ASI. ASI with locations Monett, Aurora, and Granby. They continue to grow. First and 10 for the Cubs. Quick pass out to the left. Down the sideline goes Nessa Road, but a flag comes out.
See what they call the flag on.
If the play stands, it's a gain of about 8. This may be a hold, though.
Yeah.
Holding against the Cubs. So that'll be a spot infraction, a 10-yard penalty.
Is that number 8 on the Cubs?
Yes, sir. 8 penalties, 4 turnovers. It's been a rough first half for the Cubs, and now they face first and about 18. You know, but through it all, there's been signs.
That's what I mean. It's been mental errors that have really just shot themselves in the foot. I wouldn't mind seeing them go back to their tunnel screen here. That seems to work quite well.
You're right. First and 20. Washik will sprint out to the right. Will throw to the right. The pass is caught by Umfleet, who cuts it up and drives across the 50-yard line. A nice gain of about 14 yards.
Yeah, Umfleet caught that one, worked his way upfield before punishing a defender and getting out of bounds. That was a good play to get back there some of the yards you'd lost.
Second down and 5 from the 48. Washik throws, has Umfleet again. First down and more, down inside the 40.
Umfleet tackled by number 15, Mason Majors. They got to finish the drive, though.
You're right. You're right.
Because they've been able to do this all game so far, but you got to finish.
Washik now rolling to the right. He'll hit Umfleet. Umfleet to the 30 and skips out of bounds near the 28.
See if they put one of the running backs back in the backfield now.
Gain of 9.
Staying with the 5 wide.
Second down and 1. Clock stopped with 5:48 left here in the second quarter. Washik sprints out to the left this time. He's going to throw deep left side, has a man out there, but it is incomplete.
Yeah, he went for Nessa Road in the end zone. Took a chance, wasn't able to come up with it. Tight defense by Atkins. He did have sights open underneath, but took a shot.
And on second and 1, you can afford to take that shot downfield. Now on third and 1, important for the Cubs to pick up this first down.
False start.
False start as the flags come out.
Receiver was leaning and going before the ball was snapped.
Play must have been called for him. He wanted to get open.
Oh, he took off. He was going to the end zone.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 now for Monett. Umfleet back out onto the field. He'll line up on the left side.
See what Coach Mock dials up here.
Too high safety look here for the Tigers. That's what they've featured. And now the play clock runs out. It's going to be a delay penalty. It's 3rd down and 11. So what was 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 11. Washik will throw near side. Meeks with the catch, and he'll pick up the 1st down.
Great catch there by Meeks, and he just kind of backpedaled his way over the 1st down line. And that was an important one, because if they stalled out there and got stopped, that would have been pretty demoralizing for the offense, but they still got to go finish this drive. And Nevada's defense seemed to do really well when they got their backs against the wall.
Another ASI 1st down for the Cubs. Here's a quick pass. Caught on the left side to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. And a flag comes out. We'll see. That could be a face mask possibly.
It was caught by Seitz.
That was Seitz with a good catch and run. Yeah, it was his face mask. So that was a gain from the 25 down to the 9. So a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the Cubs. And that'll be half the distance to the goal, so a penalty of about 4 yards. So now the Cubs inside the red zone again. Washik will turn and give to Umfleet. Umfleet hit at the line of scrimmage and leans forward for a gain of 1.
Yeah, they were able to stand him up there and stop him.
Second down and goal from the 4. Umfleet will line up in the backfield again. The Cubs will feature one wide receiver, Meeks, to the near side. You might keep your eye on him. And a flag comes out again, another false start.
Receiver acting to the clap sound, not the ball getting snapped. So self-inflicted wounds so far for the Cubs.
11 flags against the Cubs. And several of them pre-snap infractions. Second goal from the 9. Cubs with 5 receivers in the formation, now 4. Smith out of the backfield. Now Washik will throw into the end zone. It's caught for the score.
Alex Meeks, another tough catch. That one's going to count as a touchdown. Cubs are on the board.
Meeks with a 9-yard catch and the score. He now has 6 catches tonight for 66 yards.
And that should have been his second touchdown catch.
And the Cubs will go for 2. Handoff up the middle, and the PAT is no good. That touchdown brought to you by the law offices of Randall, Mastery, and Randall. With over 80 years of experience, the team at Randall, Mastery, and Randall will handle your legal matters effectively. Call 417-235-8688 for your legal and title service needs. The Extra Point, sponsored by Home Shield Pest Control. You'll get quality customer service, affordable prices, and a pest-free guarantee at Home Shield Pest Control. The upcoming kickoff, sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southwest Missouri. With branches in 7 locations, Freedom Bank has met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. Ryan, I'm going to reach across here, and we're going to just see how well this thing works, just for grins.
You got to help out your eyes.
Yeah, I'm going to turn the other one on here in a little bit, but I just want to see for future reference. That ain't bad. I could survive.
Benji's got a new toy here with the light.
Yeah. You know, don't need it here at Burrow Fowler because we have great facilities. But when we're sitting out in the bleachers in some of our local schools, an extra light might come in handy. Well, it's great, Ryan, that the Cubs have gotten on the board.
Yeah, they needed something to get a little life on their sideline, a little something to get excited about.
Kickoff is on its way, and the Tigers pounce on it near their own 44-yard line. That's where they'll set it up 1st and 10.
Cubs defense will come on the field, and they're going to have to get a stop here. Because if you're going to mount an already huge comeback, you got to get started now.
Yes, and you know what? You need to start forcing some turnovers too, because you need some short fields to get back in this when the Cubs down 36-6. Got to start getting some stops. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the Cub 44. I'm sorry, from their own 44-yard line. Jackson will take the handoff running right across the 45 and wrapped out near the 47 for a gain of 3.
Yeah, finally wrestled down to the ground on the edge by Case and Carr.
Did I give you one of these somewhere? I thought I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Try to help. It's hard. Isn't it something when you're trying to find something and you know it's there, you just can't find it? I do that all the time. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. From their 47. Here's a quick pass to Collins. Makes one man miss, makes another miss, and a third, and finally knocked down at the 50 after a gain of 3.
Collins, he's a tough runner. He's hard to bring down, and he's shifty. There he got positive yardage out of really nothing. He's brought down by Camden Tolles.
Yeah, he broke 3 tackles to gain 3 yards. 3rd down and 4. Clock rolling with 3:14 left here in the 2nd quarter. Tigers face 3rd down and 4 from midfield. Braden out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Here's that reverse play to Collins, and this time the Cubs waiting for him, knock him down after little or no gain. In fact, there may be a loss of a yard.
Chris Calhoun with the tackle. Cubs starting to figure out that play now. 4th down.
Looks like the Tigers may go for it here.
I don't blame them, as much success as they've had tonight.
But boy, you're giving the Cubs an opportunity here to have a short field. 4th down and we're going to say 4th and 5.
Watch the football.
Yeah, they may very well be trying to draw the Cubs off here. Well, here's Jackson running in. He'll have the 1st down and a whole bunch more as he drives down inside the Cub 30.
Finally tackled by number 15. Braylon gone.
Gain of 27 and a 1st down.
Yeah, he just went right up the middle.
Yeah, and he was shot out of there like he was coming out of a cannon, and he wasn't hit until about the 30-yard line. Got all the way to the 24. Here's Jackson again, same type of play, spins away from a tackle and will pick up another 1st down.
Case and Carr there to finally stop him. Tigers just kind of getting whatever they want on offense right now.
They pick up their 9th 1st down of the half. And they have an opportunity here to punch it in before halftime. The clock rolls with 1:30 left here in the 2nd quarter. Jackson will line up to the left of Braden. And Braden will go back to pass, has a man wide open in the score on the far side.
Wide open's right. He was by himself on that corner route.
I need to see who it is. I'm watching him.
Is that 15 for Nevada?
I believe you're right.
An injury timeout now. One of the Tigers is down. One of the offensive linemen.
So that was a touchdown score on a wide open pass.
Mason Major's the one to catch it and score.
From just about 15 yards out. And the Tigers lead at 42-6.
Tigers came to play.
I'd say so. They have played.
They were ready.
Just a spectacular first half. Tiger player on his feet. And walking off under his own power. So that's a good sign. Well, the quarterback has thrown the ball 6 times. He has 6 completions and 3 touchdowns.
That's usually pretty good as quarterback. You 6 of 6 for 3 touchdowns. That's
quarterback rating would be pretty good.
Coaches like that. Receivers like that.
And the quarterback on to attempt the PAT. Snap back, ball down. The kick, a line drive kick is good. 1:16 left here before halftime. It's Nevada 43, Monett 6, back after this timeout. Nevada 43, Monett 6. The Tigers, Ryan, they have put on a clinic. They have played a great first half.
Yeah, they came out swinging. Their defense has been nails. They've given up the 1 touchdown so far, but then stuffed the 2-point conversion. Offensively, they've ran the ball amazing. Like, they've only had to throw it 6 times, but they got 6 completions. They've been efficient on both sides of the ball.
Kickoff is in the air. Courtois watches it go out of bounds. A flag comes out. And the Cubs will get it after the penalty and set up in good field position with 1:16 left here before halftime.
Well, Cubs do get the ball to start the second half, so if you can go down here quickly and score, you get the ball, go score again. And yeah, like you said, there's been signs, really good signs for the Cubs, but they haven't put those ones together.
No, things have snowballed against the Cubs after that early scoop and score, and that was followed up with a pick 6, and the Cubs just haven't been able to recover yet. Washik rolls right, looks left, throws over the middle to Smith, and Smith spins out of bounds at about the 43 after a gain of 8.
Yeah, it was a great tackle there by number 30, Drew Miller.
Smith with 3 catches and 32 yards.
Clock under a minute.
And rolling here. Cubs with 3 timeouts left. Washik in the pocket. Now looks to the left. Flag comes out. Umfleet with a catch across midfield. This is probably going to come back. This could very well be a holding penalty.
It's in holding territory. Yep, there it is. It will be a holding. I will say this, though. Last year, Washik's not able to make that pass. He didn't even have to step into it. He just flipped it out there to Umfleet and had enough arm strength to do it.
Yeah, that was a good-looking pass. And
last year, he would have had to fully have stepped into it.
Yeah, he looks a little more nimble in that backfield now, too, and he has the arm strength. Like you said, he doesn't have to set his feet as much, and he can still get that ball out there. He's made some good throws. Timeout on the field. Timeout called by the Cubs. The timeout brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Andy Brandt. Stop by the office to get a free quote today. Stand behind Andy Brandt's shield of shelter. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Wintech with facilities in Monett and Cassville. Wintech is an employee-owned company that provides standard and custom products to multiple markets within the construction industry. This game brought to you in part by the Clark Mental Health Center. At the Clark Center, they proudly serve the Southwest Missouri region with compassionate behavioral health services. With offices in Berry, Lawrence, and Dade counties, they are close to home, and they are there to support you. Second down and 12 from the 33 as we resume action. Washik sprints out to the left, throws left, has Umfleet the catch out to about the 41-yard line for a gain of 8.
Drew Miller brought him down. Clock will keep rolling, and now it looks like Mock will use a timeout.
Yeah, good open field tackle there forces the Cubs to burn another timeout. 25.1 seconds left here before halftime. The Cubs down to one timeout left. Unofficial, because you know my stats, how they get, but it looks like Washik has completed 21 passes here in the first half on 29 attempts.
That's not a bad ratio.
Well, no, that sounds tremendous.
Yeah, but the problem is a couple of those were intercepted. One was a touchdown for the other team.
And one was thrown in the end zone, so you're talking about the potential of, 14, 15 points right there.
Yeah.
So, I think most times 21 and 29, sign me up.
Yeah. If I would have told you Wash would be 21 of 29 the first half, you'd probably think the Cubs were sitting pretty good.
Yeah. Right now they sit third down and 4 from their own 41. Washik back to pass. Bubble screen set up, and the pass short hops his intended receiver. It is incomplete.
It was intended for Miles Young. He was unable to ring it in. And that's going to be fourth down here. Looks like they are going to risk it and go for it. But if they don't get it, you're giving the Tigers a chance to score again.
They better pick up a first down here. Fourth down and 4. As Washik works on a long count. Takes the snap. Fires over the middle. Umfleet with the catch, and he'll have the first down. Needed 4, got 6.
They're going to need to get there quickly. Clock will just stop for the chains to get set up. Cubs will need to go.
Another ASI first down for the Cubs. Washik on first down, throws near side. The pass is caught by Young, and that'll be another ASI first down.
And he gets out of bounds there, so now they'll have time to fully set up a play and take one shot to the end zone with 4.6 seconds remaining.
He's got the arm to get it there.
I think you got to look for Meeks here.
Yeah, Meeks has been a go-to receiver tonight, as has Umfleet. Meeks is going to line up here wide right.
If you're Nevada, you should have 3 guys deep. Looks like they do.
Standing about the 20 to the 15. Here's Washik back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to Meeks and overshoots Alex in the end zone, and it falls incomplete. And that brings us to halftime here at Burl Fowler. Our score at intermission, the visiting Nevada Tigers 43, the Monett Cubs 6. We'll be back with the halftime show after this timeout. RE/MAX Monett halftime show. Talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships. The same can be said when you buy or sell a home in the Monett area. And the RE/MAX team has that covered. Here at halftime, it's all Nevada. It's 43-6. I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Ryan McCullough, and he'll go over tonight's first half scoring summary.
Yeah, Nevada got it started early. They went down their first drive, and they scored the 9:30 mark. They had an 11-yard touchdown catch by Collins, and then they got a two-point conversion, making it 8-0. And then the Cubs came out the second possession, picked up a first down, showed a little life, and then you had the disastrous fumble when Washington was hitting the back, scoop and score by Snyder, returned for a touchdown. Another two-point conversion made it 16-0. And then the Cubs started to drive down the field again, and then pick six from Jet Snyder made it 23-0. That was Snyder's second defensive touchdown of the game. Also in the first quarter, the 106 mark, a 7-yard touchdown run from Will Jackson made it 30-0 Nevada. And then the Cubs would finally get on the board, Nevada would score again 7-12 mark. Jet Snyder had a touchdown catch from Braden, making it 36-0. Then the Cubs would finally get on the board in the second quarter. The 4:27 mark, Alex Meeks had a nice 9-yard touchdown catch from Dylan Washik. Two-point conversion was no good, made it 36-6. And then the last score of the half in the second quarter came at the 1:16 mark as Mason Majors had a 15-yard touchdown catch, making the halftime score Nevada 43, Monett 6.
All Tigers here after 2. We'll be back with more of the RE/MAX Monett halftime show after this timeout. Halftime show. The team at RE/MAX knows the market, area schools, and local communities, both as agents and as neighbors. Reach out to RE/MAX to find the perfect agent to meet your needs. Here at halftime, Nevada 43, Monett 6. Just one of 5 games in the Big 8 Conference. I'm going to turn it over to Ryan here in just a minute for the area scoreboard, and that scoreboard brought to you by MetaPlans Plus, certified to offer Medicare and Marketplace plans in Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Illinois, and Michigan. Again, 43-6 our score here. This is just one of many scores that Ryan will go over.
Yeah, we'll start it off with Lamar and McDonald County. Like I said, I thought the Mustangs would make some strides this year, but I was still taking the Tigers. That about adds up at halftime. It is a close one. Tigers lead it 20-13 over the Mustangs at the half. So a promising showing for Matt County so far, only down 7 to Lamar. Mount Vernon and Aurora, you got 2 rivals, old-time rivals, going at it week 1. At halftime, it's a 7-point game. The Mountaineers lead it 14-7 at intermission. Then you go over to Cassville and Seneca. Right now, it's halftime over there. Seneca leads 14-7 over the Wildcats as well. I almost said Logan Rogersville, but they're no longer a Big 8 team. But they do lead Reed Springs 14-12. And Benji, your clever Blue Jays are up 20-7 over Miller.
No doubt.
At halftime.
All right.
I believe I've covered our Big 8 teams for the night.
How about the old Nixa Republic game?
That's been a fun one. I picked Nixa. I think I'm pretty smart. Nixa leads 21-6 at halftime over Republic. Webb City leads 11-7-0 at halftime. You talked about Ozark and Willard getting together. Ozark leads 31-12 over Willard.
Ozark put together a pretty good year last year. They're trying to rebound and get things going there again. When they look about 6 or 7 miles to the east and they see what's happening in Nixa, they know they have to make some strides.
Yeah, if your rival is getting to that level, you got to get up there and match it, and that's just part of it because you don't want to be the team that just loses to them every single season.
Not in a rival game, no.
Also, you look at going ahead for the Cubs next week. They play Stratford, their non-conference game. Stratford's playing Liberty right now. Liberty leads 24-0 over Stratford at halftime.
And you remember Stratford last year, every starter was a senior.
What was it, 17 seniors last year?
Yeah. And they
had a good squad last year. They had a great team.
They had a great team that, I think ended up losing to Mount Vernon, if I remember right, in the district.
Which is interesting because they put it to Monett week 2 last year, and then Monett beat Mount Vernon at the end of the year. That's high school football for you.
Yeah, it's momentum.
Yeah.
It's like we've seen tonight. Nevada's got the momentum early, and they just haven't let it go.
No, they got the momentum, and they didn't look back, and they came out ready to play.
They did. And we'll take a look at the stats here in just a moment, and some of that will be shown right there. We're going to slip away here and be back in just a few minutes as we move along in the RE/MAX Monett halftime show. Back after this timeout. Stadium here at halftime. Nevada leads it 43-6, and you know the scoreboard tells one story. The stats, well, they tell a similar story in places. You know, Ryan, we take a look at the Monett stats versus Nevada. If I told you that Monett outgained the Tigers by 3 yards, would you be surprised?
If you would have told me that before the game started, I would say, okay, they're going to be winning at half. If you tell me that right now, I'd say you're lying. But then when you think about where the mistakes have come from, it adds up. And also where Nevada's taken over because of some of those mistakes, they haven't had to go real far.
That's right. And the Cubs have outgained the Tigers 260 to 257. But keep in mind, the Tigers scored some touchdowns with their defense,
Twice.
a couple. And Monett has really kind of shot themselves in the foot here in the first half. The Cubs, with 10 rushes in the first half for 40 yards, 23 of 33 passing for 220. So the Cubs with 260 yards of total offense, and they did accumulate 13 first downs, but 2 interceptions and 2 lost fumbles, along with 12 penalties for 81 yards, kind of doomed that first half.
It's a lot to clean up, but you have stuff to build on, though. If you look at what they did in the first half, you had promising signs, but you got to put those together. You can't have a good sign here and then 2 mistakes to back it up.
Exactly. Now for the Nevada Tigers, 15 rushes for 156 yards, so they're getting 10 yards a pop right there. 6 out of 6 passing for 101 yards, so 257 yards of offense, 9 first downs. But here's the key stat: no interceptions, no fumbles, 2 penalties for 9 yards.
You don't turn the ball over, and you don't commit very many penalties, you'll be in a good spot.
Most times, you're right, and the first half proves that point very well here tonight. Individually, for the Monett Cubs, they're led on the rushing side by Antoine Smith, who's carried it 5 times for 36 yards. Colin Umfleet, 4 carries for 14 yards. Washik, as we said, with 23 completions on 33 attempts, as he's hit 6 different receivers. Young with 16 yards on 2 catches, Seitz 16 yards on 1 catch, Nesserold 37 yards on 5 catches, Umfleet 53 yards on 6 catches, Smith 32 yards on 3 catches, and Alex Meeks with 6 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. For the Nevada Tigers, they're led on the ground by John Collins, 86 yards on 6 carries. Will Jackson with 57 yards on 8 carries and a touchdown. Braden is 6 of 6, 3 scores in the air, as he's hit 5 different receivers. His leading receiver here in the first half, Drew Miller, had a 57-yard reception. Collins with a couple catches for 14 yards. So in the first half, the Cubs outgain the Tigers by 3 yards, but they trail 43-6.
Yeah, that's a hard halftime conversation that you have to have when you go in down big. I've been on both sides of it. I've went in the locker room up big, and I've went in down big. It's not very fun when you're down big, but you gotta have to look yourselves in the eyes and just get back to work. You have to come out on a fresh slate. You got to clear your head, and you just got to come out and start putting stuff together.
All right. You know, a year ago we started something.
Yeah.
The old pick'em contest.
The old man beat me last year.
The old man?
The old man.
Be careful how you say this.
He didn't really beat me last year, though.
Okay,
His wife beat me last year.
You know, I confess to the fellas. Now, last year I ended up getting 67 out of 100 correct. And you and Irwin were around the 60 and 58 mark. So every one of my picks were ratified, or, well, they started with my wife. My wife knows college football about as good as you, Ryan.
And you know why that is? It's that Pitt State graduate in her.
Well, you would like to say that, but
smart woman, genius woman.
Well, we'll go ahead and leave it at that. So I'm trying to defend our title We'll see how it goes. We have 10 games, and we got to go through these pretty rapid fire here. But Notre Dame at Miami. Irwin and I went with Notre Dame, which is kind of a stretch, I think. Miami playing at home. Ryan, you went with the Hurricane.
Yeah, the last time that Notre Dame had to go down to Miami, the Hurricanes were rocking and they forced some turnovers and they won. That fan base, they don't like the Fighting Irish in Notre Dame. New quarterback at Notre Dame now, C.J. Carr. He's going to be starting. I think Miami's going to be able to get to him. It's a pivotal year for Mario Cristobal, taking the Hurricanes.
Okay. Georgia Tech at Colorado. We've all fallen off the Buffalo train, and we're going with Georgia Tech on the road. That's going to be a low-scoring game, I think.
It's 13-10 at halftime right now. Georgia Tech's up.
TCU at North Carolina. You went with the Horned Frogs. Irwin and I went with the Fighting Belichicks.
The Belichick Cinderella story ain't going to last long.
Okay, we'll see how that goes. Alabama at Florida State. We all went with Bama in that one. South Carolina hosting Virginia Tech and what they're calling the Beamer Bowl?
Yeah, the Beamer Bowl.
Because Virginia Tech, Beamer's dad coached there successfully for so long. We all picked South Carolina there. They have a Heisman candidate as a quarterback.
They have a great edge rusher and a great receiver. That's three really good pieces to have.
Absolutely. Auburn at Baylor. I went with Auburn. Ryan and Irwin went with Baylor.
They're playing right now as well. Auburn leads at 17-10 in the second quarter. Baylor just got a touchdown to make that one 17-10.
Okay, Utah at UCLA. We all went with the Fighting Utes in that one. Syracuse at Tennessee. We all went with the Vols there. So we'll see how that goes. Syracuse is going to be sneaky good, I think, this year, but going in high cotton there, going down to Tennessee. LSU at Clemson. I was going to go with LSU, but I got a text from my wife that says change it to Clemson. So it looks like we're all going to pick Clemson there.
Fighting Dabos.
Yeah, and Texas at Ohio State. Irwin and I went with the Longhorns. You're going with Ohio State. And I'm telling you, that one is going to be probably the game of the weekend.
It's going to be a great week, and it's going to be a lot of emotion. Lee Corso's last game, his legendary career that he's had. He's going to put on Brutus one last time. It was the first ever mascot head he put on was the Buckeye. It's going to be the last one. They're going to win it for Lee Corso. They're going to send the Longhorns back to Austin with a loss 0-1.
Now, you being an Oklahoma fan have no bias
nothing
with that
to do with
whatsoever.
It at all.
So let's go ahead. I went back and listened to last year's game. We talked Tigers and we talked Sooners, all right? And I predicted the Tigers would win 11. They ended up winning 10. You predicted, I think, 8 for the Tigers. You predicted 9 wins for the Sooners, and they ended up with, what, 6?
That blew up my face, 6 wins. It was not fun.
Now, I do think Oklahoma's going to be much better.
I think they got a pretty good squad this year. I think Mizzou's going to be about, Drinkwitz keeps proving me wrong. I think 8-4 is where I'm going with him because I think he'll win a couple that I don't think he should, but he'll find a way to do it. He's quirky like that, and he just finds a way to do it.
But I'll say this, they lost their kicker last night, and I think he was primed to have a heck of a year. He nailed a couple of long field goals last night and then got hurt. So I'm telling you, in close games, that'll make a difference. And, 8-4, 9-3 may not be a bad pick for them. And it's just because their schedule's not as rugged as Oklahoma's.
Oklahoma's is either the hardest or second hardest. You got to look at Florida's too. Florida's got a hard schedule. Those are the 2 hardest schedules, I think, in the country. And I still see 9 wins for the Sooners. I think it's a pivotal year for Brent Venables. They got the new quarterback in John Mateer. He's a Heisman candidate coming in.
Now, he's not in any trouble, is he?
No, it's okay. It was Venmo. They partner with the NCAA now, so it's cool.
OU's really good at
stuff
like that.
He would never sports gamble at 18 years old, Benji. That would never. He would never be betting with you.
And you know what? That would be nothing for the Sooners to have to deal with after the Barry Switzer years.
No, I'm sure Oklahoma compliance was stressing during the Switzer years.
Absolutely.
They got in trouble after the Switzer years.
Well, one thing about it, and I think we all agree, college football is exciting week in and week out. And there's always – and now with the SEC going to go to 9 games, that's going to make it even more interesting.
It'll be 3 fixed opponents, so you play the same 3 teams every year, then your other 6 will rotate.
Yeah, you have 6, and you'll play everybody home and away at least every 4 years.
The Georgia Bulldogs have still, after 13 years, not played an away game at College Station against A&M.
Lucky for A&M, I guess.
Yeah, lucky for A&M. I don't think they're really complaining about that one.
That's a little-known fact. That's a good one. I'll give you some credit on that one. Well, here we go. Third quarter action underway. Kick down to about the 12. Return set up by Courtois out across the 30 to the 35. Good field position for the Cubs.
A flag come out now late.
Oh, boy, flags.
That's never really gone the way of the Cubs tonight. They seem to be getting those against them. And I think it is going to go against the Cubs.
It's going to be a block in the back. Flag at the 34. A reminder, third quarter tonight brought to you by Cork Cattle Company, a one-stop shop for all your Hereford, Black Angus, and Charolais genetics. Cork Cattle Company is located 1/2 mile south of Interstate 44, 8 miles north of Pierce City on Highway 97. So we'll see where they set it up. A 10-yard penalty on the Cubs, and they'll take over at the 24. You know, we have a number of new sponsors. Cork Cattle Company, one of the new sponsors we have. Welcome aboard to those folks. We appreciate their support. On first down, here's a bubble screen to the left side, and it'll be good enough for a first down.
Carson Nesselrode with the reception. Had a few in the first half, but was kind of quiet with his catches. They were just kind of short outs, and would like to see the Cubs get him going because he can really pop when he does.
14th first down. Here's Smith on the right side with the reception across the 40. Still on his feet into the field, down to near the 45, and that's another first down.
Smith getting some more yards after contact there, and he does that well. I'm going to pull him out for a play.
He's up to 50 yards. Another ASI first down for the Cubs. Washik flips it left side to Umfleet this time. He's hitting the backfield, struggles out of that tackle, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Tigers all over Umfleet there. There is an injured Tiger on the field. It is cramp season, though.
It is, especially right after halftime. A reminder that all first downs for the Cubs this year brought to you by Architectural Systems Incorporated, a full-service forming, fabricating, finishing, and engineering company. A timeout on the field brought to you by Shelter Insurance Andy Brandt. Andy will make sure you get the right coverage at the right price. Call or text 417-235-5603 to request a free quote.
I do have good news for the Cubs even now. You don't have to change your game plan even when you're down this much because it's still pass.
No, that's right.
They're just in their groove.
1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Antoine Smith. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and is finally gang tackled near the line of scrimmage. That was one of the more exciting no gains that you'll see all season long.
Tigers defense did a good job staying in their lanes and pursuing and wrapping them up, finally bringing them down. Just got to have some more blocking if you're the Cubs. You got to get them through that initial line.
3rd down and 10.
Might have another cramp.
Yeah.
And that's not a fun feeling.
No, it's not.
No, that hurts. And, yeah, like you said, after halftime you go in, your body relaxes for a second, then you come back out and start trying to move again. The muscles just tighten up.
Yeah, and it's Adam Martinez, the starting center. He went to get ready to snap the ball, and he just fell back on his backside, and looks like he's trying to work some cramps out of his thighs, in fact. And it's frustrating because you know they'll go away eventually.
Yeah, but in the moment, it feels like they'll never leave.
I know. It's awful feeling, for sure.
I think I'm getting older. I get in my sleep now.
You're getting older. Get used to it, bud. 3rd down and 10 from the 46. Washik out of the shotgun. Drops the ball now, recovers, throws it far side. Pass is caught by Umfleet, breaks a tackle, and he'll have the first down.
Good little scamper there by Washik to recover the fumble and flip it over to Umfleet, and he gets the first down for the Cubs, moves the chains. Could have been a disastrous third down, but ends up being a positive for the Cubs.
Washik flips it out to Umfleet near side to the 35, to the 30. Still on his feet as he drives down near the 25. There's no quit in his fight.
There's Umfleet again, the senior for the Cubs, 3-year starter. Spent a year as a starting quarterback, and last year was a running back receiver mix, as he'll be doing again this year.
Gain of 10 and a first down. Antoine Smith up the middle. He goes to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Monett Cubs from 25 yards out.
And now that was a pretty run by Antoine Smith. He made a couple moves, showed how shifty he was, and found his way in the end zone. His first touchdown as a Cub.
From 25 yards out, that touchdown brought to you by the law offices of Randall, Mastery, and Randall. With over 80 years of experience, they will handle your legal matters effectively. 2-point conversion. It'll be Smith running right, and he is into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Brought to you by Home Shield Pest Control. You'll get quality customer service, affordable prices, and pest-free guarantee at Home Shield Pest Control. Serving Monett and the surrounding area. Call 417-772-4177 to schedule your next visit. Cubs Kickoff, sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. With branches in 7 locations, Freedom Bank has met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. Tonight's third quarter being brought to you by Court Cattle Company, located 8 miles north of Pierce City on Highway 97. Call 417-850-5676 for additional information. Well, that was an impressive drive.
Yes, that was what the Cubs could do. And when you really see what happens when they start clicking, and they were able to show off all their weapons there. You had Nessero making plays. You had Umfleet making plays. Dylan scampering around and throwing the ball. You had Antoine Smith running it. That's the Cubs showing off their weapons. You even get to see Alex Meeks that drive.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Cubs have some weapons. They just need to use them on their opponents.
Put them together, yes.
You know.
It looks like the Tigers are expecting the pooch kick.
Yeah, it's a line drive kick that's scooped up at the 26, to the 30, to the 35. That's Collins, who backpedals his way to about the 41-yard line. They might put him at the 42, so the Tigers will have good field position.
Well, I think all the Cubs fans kind of wince when they see Collins get the ball, too, because you never know when he might break one.
I know. He's a talented athlete, and he has showcased some good running here tonight and receiving. So they'll set it up near the 42. We'll say it's at the 42, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Let's see if the defense can come up with a stand here. Jackson will line up as a tailback to the left of the quarterback, Braden. Braden takes the snap. He'll give to Collins. Collins is wrapped up and knocked down after a gain of only a yard.
Tackle there made by number 44, Henry Reed.
You know, if the Cubs can get to the point with their defense where they stay wide enough to force that ball in, you know, and not give up the edge, they're going to have a lot of success.
As a DN and outside linebacker, it is very important you set the edge. No one is going to get outside of you. You're setting where that edge is going to be, but you got to win your battle.
Yeah, and you know, and know your role. Do your job. 2nd down and 9. Braden will give to Jackson, and Jackson runs it up the middle. Tough running by that kid as he surges forward for a gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, he just did a great job keeping his feet moving, and then eventually gets real close to the 1st down line, and that'll make it 3rd and very short.
So he lines up always in that left side, and then he takes that ball and runs it behind the right guard, and they have been very successful up the middle against the Cubs. That time, a gain of 7. 3rd down and 1. So you see Jackson lined up left of the quarterback. Instead, it's a handoff to the wing back who'll pick up the first down.
He was tripped up by Calhoun, and if he didn't trip him up, he had room to run on the edge.
That was Majors.
Looks like another Tigers down. Looks like another cramp.
It was a gain of 6 by Majors.
Majors is the one getting stretched out.
Stoppage in play, this time out sponsored by Shelter Insurance Agent Andy Brandt. Stop by the office to get a free quote today. Stand behind Andy Brandt's Shield of Shelter. 1st and 10, Tigers from the Cub 43. 6:55 left here in the third quarter. The Tigers on top 43-14. Braden will work out of the shotgun. He'll hand to Jackson running right. Cuts it up and dives. The ball comes out late. He dives close to the first down.
The Tigers got back on that one.
Oh, that would have been a big break for the Cubs.
Yeah, they needed that one.
See where they put it down here. It's going to be very close to the first down. They'll say he got enough, so Jackson a gain of 10. If there was a measurement, that measurement would be brought to you by the Clark Mental Health Center. At the Clark Center, they proudly serve the Southwest Missouri region with compassionate behavioral health services. 1st and 10 from the Cub 33. Again, it's Jackson running right. Plows forward inside the 30, down to about the 29 for a gain of 4.
That is positive yards on first down. That's what Nevada's done all night, is they've won first down.
Yes. You know, you think back to the game's initial drive. The Cubs shut them down on plays 1 and 2. But since that time, they have won first down. 2nd down and 6. And really, the Tigers don't do anything fancy. They just line up and pound you.
Yeah, they line up, and every once in a while they do a little misdirection, but they just line up. They're going to hit you, and they're going to run the ball.
It's Jackson again up the middle, and this time he is walloped in there after a gain of only a yard.
Yeah, he got stuck pretty good there. I believe that was by Rivera.
3rd down and 5.
Like I said, these 3rd downs, you've got to find a way as a defense to get off the field. And this is probably 4-down territory for the Tigers at this point.
Yeah, I would agree. 3rd down and 5 from the Cub 28.
You're not kicking a field goal. You're not punting it. This is 4-down territory. You need to win 2 plays here if you're the Cubs.
Quarterback looking to throw it. Has a man wide open, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Tigers from 28 yards out.
And that's been there for them all night, that little play action pass, and they just flip it right over the top, and they get behind the safeties both times they've ran that.
And that was Drew Miller with a 28-yard strike. And as he caught that, he cramped up.
Yeah.
As he got inside the 5, and he was able to fall into the end zone before going down. And with an extra point here, the Tigers will hit the 50-point mark. So Miller with 2 catches now for 95 yards and a score. And the quarterback remains perfect, 7 of 7.
That's impressive.
With 4 touchdowns.
That's an impressive night.
So what happens there? I mean, does a defensive back look into the backfield, trying to support the run
safeties
defense?
are getting frozen on the play action, and they're just having a guy run right behind him, and as a safety, especially on 3rd and long, you cannot get beat behind you. And they've done it multiple times, and the Cubs just kind of get caught looking.
PAT upcoming for the Tigers. Snap back, ball down, the kick up. It's high enough, it's long enough, and it is good. 4:16 left here in the 3rd quarter. Nevada 50, Monett 14, back after this timeout. Back at Burl Fowler, Benji Finsky, Ryan McCullough, Erwin Perez with you as the Cubs open their 2025 season. Tigers kick it away. Courtois catches it at the 7. Return set up to the 10, 15, 20, and out to the 25. That's where the Cubs will set up 1st and 10.
Christian Peterson with the tackle for the Tigers. Cubs offense will come back on the field. Scored last time. They're going to have to do it again. They're going to need a lot of those.
Yeah. Clock's going to roll, too.
Yeah.
The difference more than 35. Setting at 50 to 14, so that's 36 for you Pitt State guys. Washik back to pass. Hits Miles Young for a short gain out to the 31.
Catch there by Young, and hey, don't dock the Gorillas because apparently they know ball pretty well. You had to go to your wife to win last year.
And she was a math teacher too. She's like a unicorn out of Pitt State. Come on. Here's Umfleet with a reception running to the left. He'll have a 1st down out near the 40-yard line.
Umfleet's been a bright spot. He's done a good job in the passing game for the Cubs. That was one thing last year where he was one of your best weapons, but sometimes you struggle to find ways to get the ball to him. He had a couple drops last year. He's really seemed to be able to read the ball in a lot better early on.
Another ASI 1st down for the Cubs. Here's Umfleet, right side this time to the 40, to the 45, breaks some tackles and spins his way into Tiger territory.
Yeah, he punished a couple defenders there and picked up a huge gain for the Cubs.
A gain of 17 for Umfleet. He's up to 97 yards receiving. He's caught 11 balls tonight.
Looks like Anton Smith is on the sideline cramping up too. They're stretching him out.
1st and 10, Cubs from the Tiger 45. Washik with time, now throws late left side. Pass caught down to the 40, 35, and a flag comes out, and another flag will come out.
It's going to be offsetting.
I think you're right.
One's going to be a hold on the Cubs.
And the other one's going to be a face mask or a horse collar against the Tigers, I believe. It was Seitz with the reception, and
yes.
Is he able to pick up about 10 yards? But we'll see what happens here. It's going to be holding against the Cubs, personal foul, horse collar, and they will offset. You're all over it again, man.
It's that Pitt State.
Or maybe you just know how to hold and how to horse collar.
I know how to hold and not get caught. Horse collar's hard to hide. Yeah, you're not hiding that. Everyone sees that.
Well, the 2 penalties offset. 1st and 10 now for the Cubs back at the 45. Washik's going to throw it deep left, has a man, but overshoots Nesselrode at the 15.
Yeah, he had Nesselrode open, just kind of overshot him there. And go back to the last play where the holding was. It was on the perimeter. And I will say, as when you're the receiver and you're stock blocking, as they call it, that's a hard ass to do for a while because that DB can go any which way, and you're just trying to hold on to give your guy time.
Yeah, it's tough, and you'll get those holding penalties. Washik will flip it out to the left side. A nice run by Seitz as he spins away from a couple of tackles and picks up about 7 yards.
Yeah, picked up good yards after contact there. Seitz made a nice move. Third down for the Cubs.
From the 39-yard line, 3rd down and 4. Washik will throw near side. Gets Meeks, and Meeks down the sideline he goes inside the 20 for a first down.
Great catcher by Meeks, getting him back going. You're still without both your running backs. Still getting worked out on the sideline.
Gain of 23 for Meeks. He's up to 89 yards. Another ASI first down for Monett. Washik flips it to Meeks again, and this time he is wrapped up and knocked down after a gain of only a yard.
Yeah, that time Jet Snyder was all over him immediately.
2nd down and 9. Clock rolling inside. 15 seconds left. The Cubs will probably get a playoff here. And they do. Washik back to pass. Bubble screen set up. On the left side, Nesselrode dives inside the 10 down near the 5, and that'll be another first down.
And that's how they're going to end up ending the third quarter. I will say, Cubs offensive lineman made a nice block, but he paid the price. He took a nice shot from one of the Tigers, but a good first down there to end the third quarter. Going to the fourth quarter, you got to find something here to really build your identity on. Go into this fourth quarter. Your goal needs to be to win the fourth quarter. Probably not going to win the game, but you need to win the fourth quarter.
You're absolutely right. The third quarter tonight brought to you by Cork Cattle Company, a one-stop shop for all your Hereford, Black Angus, and Charolais genetics. Cork Cattle Company is located 1/2 mile south of Interstate 44, 8 miles north of Pierce City on Highway 97. The fourth quarter tonight brought to you by Hydro Extrusions, located at 808 County Road in Monett. Hydro Extrusions offers the knowledge and competence in finding the best possible solutions for your aluminum project every time. 12 minutes put back up on the clock. Cubs down 50-14. Looking for their second score here in the second half. Their offense is looking a little better.
Yeah, they've calmed down. You could tell they came out a little excited, a lot of nerves, and some of those mistakes started to pile because then you start trying to make it all up for it in one play a little hero ball. Well, that doesn't go too well, and the Tigers were all over it. They played very well. They had a lot of cohesion on their unit.
Yeah, remind me to talk about calming down, too. From the 5, Washik back to pass, flips it over the middle to Umfleet, and he'll walk it into the end zone. Touchdown, Monett Cubs.
Colin Umfleet gets in the end zone for his first touchdown of his senior campaign there.
Umfleet over 100 yards now, receiving. And that touchdown brought to you by the law offices of Randall, Mastery, and Randall. With over 80 years of experience, they will handle your legal matters effectively. Call 417-235-8688. Washik on the two-point conversion. The pass is knocked down and is incomplete. That extra point, sponsored by Home Shield Pest Control. You'll get quality customer service, affordable prices, and a pest-free guarantee at Home Shield Pest Control. Cubs kickoff, sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri, with branches in 7 locations. Freedom Bank has met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. Okay, calming down. Last night I was watching the Tigers play, and you know they have that one lineman that used to be at OU,
Caden Green.
Caden Green, and they've moved him from left guard to left tackle. Okay, and he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
All right,
good ball
But
player.
he was excited last night, and he missed 2 blocks early. I mean, instead of working inside out, he went outside, and somebody ran right by him and got to the quarterback.
As a tackle, you
Yeah.
don't get beat inside.
But he came to the sideline and Drink talked to him and, didn't get after him. Just, when he did, he calmed down. So it's just not high school kids that suffer from that. It's college kids, it's pro athletes. Sometimes you just got to settle in. Here's an onside kick. That the Cubs are going to recover. The Cubs will get it at the Tiger 48, so that'll go down as a turnover.
Covered by number 21. Is that Luis Silva? Or Ben Tate? We have two number 21s on the Cubs roster.
It's one or the other because so many players on the roster, they have duplicate numbers. And that ball was fumbled by Christian Peterson. First and 10 Cubs from the Tiger 48. Washik will flip it out to the right to Umfleet, and Umfleet will pick up a first down.
That was a nice first down play there by the Cubs. You get another one right off the bat. Now you're moving. And when they go fast like this, it just gives them time. They don't have enough time to think, which is good. Sometimes I feel like they think a little bit too much on offense. And when they just go, they play better.
Washik rolls left. He'll throw left and undershoots his intended receiver sights.
Yeah, I was looking for sights there, unable to find him. Was under duress, but still able to deliver a catchable ball. They just weren't able to connect there. You can definitely tell the improvement, though, from Washik, even with the turnovers tonight, from last year to the start of the year to now this year.
High snap, and now throw over to Umfleet. Umfleet to the 30, to the 25, and he'll have another first down, a gain of 15 yards.
Colin Umfleet starting to really put it together here in the second half. Had some nice plays.
Yeah, I'm going to run out of room at the bottom of this page for him. Cubs now with 24 first downs, all of them sponsored by ASI. And here's Umfleet again, and Umfleet makes one man miss and is able to gain about 5 yards.
It's actually going to be 35. Alex Meeks with the reception.
Thank you.
And another cramp for the Tigers. That time it's number 22, Will Jackson, that's down.
Meeks has had a good night, too. He's caught 9 passes for 95 yards, but Umfleet with 14 catches tonight. Wonder if that's a school record.
It's got to be up there. I don't know of too many players in Monett history that would have had an opportunity for 14 catches in a game.
Some not even 14 in a season. I mean, that's a lot of catches in one game in 3 quarters. Second down and 5 from the 17. Washik back to pass, has plenty of time. Still with it, scrambles to the right, looking to run down the right side, and a flag comes out late. This is probably going to be a hold. Washik showing some good speed there, able to get a nice gain out of the play.
We'll see what the flag is. It's in holding territory, like you said. And yeah, Washington did a good job keeping the play alive.
It's a push in the back. A couple of them, in fact. So that's going to be a spot infraction, I'm assuming.
That gives them more room to throw the ball.
Okay, now. All right, now I don't understand this placement because we saw a flag thrown about the 30.
Yeah.
And then there was another flag down there at about the 17, and they marked that one off. Better for the Cubs. Second down and 15 from the 27. Washik will throw on the slant to Nesselrode. He breaks a tackle and spins down to about the 16 for a gain of 11.
Nesselrode did a nice job there securing the catch first, then getting a run after contact. Make it third and very manageable now.
be 3rd and about 5 here, maybe 4, 3rd and 4 from the 16-yard line. Washik flips it over the middle to Umfleet. He'll have a first down to about the 10-yard line for a gain of about 7.
That was a nice little delayed dump there to Umfleet. Kind of set him up like a blocker, and then he just kind of slid himself behind the defensive line, and Washik flipped it right to him.
First and goal from the 10. So the Cubs cannot get a first down here. First and goal from the 10. Washik with an empty backfield. Takes the snap, back to pass. Throws into the end zone and overshoots Meeks at the back line.
Yeah, just not able to connect with him. Bring up 2nd and goal for the Cubs. Like to see maybe Umfleet get a touch here.
54 pass attempts tonight.
What was his record last year?
Well, I don't know.
Did he ever break 60 in a game? I think he did.
I think he did, and he might tonight. 2nd goal from the 10. Umfleet resets from left to right now as he'll be at the slot on the right side. Washik back to pass, throws right side, and the pass knocked down. And nice play back there by the defensive back.
That was Kendrick Atkins, and yeah, you're right. He made a great play on the ball, swatting it down. That's what you like to see as a defensive coordinator from your corners.
Yeah, you want that inside hand there that keeps you from interfering. And timed it perfectly, knocks the pass down at the goal line. Brings up 3rd down and 10. Washik.
That's going to be on the Cubs. The receivers left early.
Okay.
Reacting to the clap and not the snap of the ball.
And is it on the receiver or is that on the center?
Well, as a receiver, you got to go when the center snaps the ball.
True. We'll just end it right there. 3rd down and goal from the 15. Actually, they've got it marked at the 14. Washik spins to the right under pressure, throws late to Smith.
And they're all over him.
Yeah, and Smith is going to be thrown for a loss back to about the 18, a loss of 4.
Tigers snuffed that one out pretty well, and they were all over Smith from the start. And I think he's cramping up again already.
Yeah, I noticed as he came out onto the field, he was limping and just cramping up here late in this game. This timeout brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Andy Brandt. Andy will make sure you get the right coverage at the right price. Call or text 417-235-5603 to request a free quote. A reminder that the 4th quarter tonight being brought to you by Hydro Extrusions. Hydro is a leading aluminum and renewable energy company committed to a sustainable future. For rewarding career opportunities, come join the Hydro family. Call 417-235-7841 for more information. Well, you'd like to see the Cubs cash in here.
Yeah, 4th and goal
from the 17.
You look for Meeks here.
I guess Meeks is probably your biggest target, would you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Meeks at 6 foot, 175. Umfleet 5'11", 175. How tall was Brandt last year? He's a little taller.
6'2", probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell by the way he's walking, he's cramped up.
Yeah, and his down in those calves.
Yeah. That's not a fun feeling.
No, it is not. Back when I was a kid, Dad had me do some chores after basketball practice, and I went out to check the cattle, you know.
Yeah.
And I got cramps about, a quarter of a mile from the house.
Uh-oh.
It was a long way home that night.
That's not a fun walk.
No, it was awful. 4th and goal from the 17. Here come the Cubs. Washik looking over the middle, fires, and that's going to be pass interference.
They threw it. Yep.
Defensive back got there just a split second too quick.
See, he did the opposite of what Atkins did, and he went through the contact way. Didn't feel with the hand and then block it down.
Exactly. That penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, your one-stop destination for premium, fast, and custom printed products.
I'll tell you this, though, about the cramps. Cubs have a great athletic trainer, Rob Hazelton. Here's what he used to do, I know, is that he kept mustard on the sidelines. He made you do a shot of mustard when you had cramps.
Oh, yeah.
That and pickle juice.
Heard of both of those. Back in the old days, they gave you a salt pill, which was the worst thing you could do. But by God, we were tough. 4th and goal for the Cubs from the 8-yard line now. Washik will throw it into the end zone, and this time it is caught for the score.
Alex Meeks bringing down another touchdown catch. He's got a great catch radius on him. That's what he does so well. Going up, getting the football, gets another score for the Cubs.
Meeks now with 103 yards and 2 scores. He's having himself a good game. And the Cubs draw to within 24. It's 50-26. They'll go for 2 here. 2 receivers wide right, 3 to the left. Washik looking right, still with it, throws over the middle, and it is knocked away, no good. So the score remains Nevada 50. Monett 26 will be back after this timeout. View from Burl Fowler. The Cubs draw to within 24. It's 50-26. Oh,
Well,
that's Peterson over here.
yeah, Peterson over on the far side, cramped up before the kickoff even started.
He was the one who mishandled the kickoff last time, and they looked at him again, and he cramped up.
It happens sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's faking. You can tell. By
No,
the
he's not faking. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm telling you, you're over there cramping. You don't want 5 guys coming at you with a loose ball.
You don't want to move.
No. You know what? We've seen cramps, but I think we've seen more cramps tonight.
It's week 1. Week 1 always gets the most.
But they do. But it seems like a lot tonight, and the temperature's not that bad. But, you know, have we had any stoppage in actions for water breaks? We haven't.
No, we have not. Last year they had to.
Yeah. Maybe they should make it mandatory week 1 no matter what. Just saying. So the Cubs will tee it up. As Hinojosa approaches the ball, booms it away, this time over the head of the back, and it bounds down to about the 3-yard line. And the Cubs with great coverage, and the Tigers are backed up inside the 5.
That was a great kick by Hinojosa. Left it down inside the 5 and gave his guys time to run down there and tackle him inside. I think that Braden was kind of hoping that would go in the end zone, and it just never did.
Yeah, it was well placed and good coverage by the Cubs. And the Tigers take over at their 4-yard line. Now, can the Cubs come up with a turnover?
Now is when I want to see someone like Camden Tolles, who rushes the passer very well, get in the backfield and get after the running back.
Well, they spot it down, I think, close to the 3, in fact. So 1st and 97 for the Tigers here. And it's Collins with a run across the 5 to the 10 and out near the 12-yard line, a gain of about 9.
And that might be 15 more for the Tigers. See what the flag is.
Yeah, face mask. It'll probably be 5. Be enough for a first down. Yeah, 5-yard penalty on the Cubs. Their 4th penalty here in the second half.
It's less than the first. First half got a little lopsided penalty-wise. You don't like to be there.
No, and they have improved on that in quarters number 3 and 4. 1st and 10. Ball down at the 18-yard line. Braden takes the snap. He'll call his own number up the middle. He goes with lots of running room. He's out towards midfield and down to the 48-yard line for a gain of 30.
Yeah, he just kind of went right through the middle of the Cubs defense where he was finally brought down by August Black.
That was a big run from the quarterback. A gain of 30. 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 48-yard line. Clock rolls with 8:15 left here in the 4th quarter. Nevada leads it 50-26. Here's a handoff to the tailback running near side. Good hard run there by Snyder. Snyder picks up 10 yards.
Yeah, he was finally wrestled down, but the Tigers are still running the ball very effectively here in the 4th quarter, and that's all they need to do is run the ball, chew clock.
Yeah, the clock is definitely on their side, and they're proficient on the ground. I'm telling you, it's a methodical offense, but it's also a big strike offense as well. If you cheat up too much, they have receivers that can get behind you for scores, as we've seen tonight.
Yeah, and they've done it well.
1st and 10 from the 42. Here's Collins, cuts it up, hit at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. No gain on the play.
Camden Tolles brings him down at the line.
Seeing it's plays like that you see signs.
You see the signs, you see the potential, but they got to put them together. You got to do that multiple times in a row. You can't do one thing good and then you give up a broken play.
Right, you got to stack good plays. You know, if you stack 3 of them in a row, you get off the field.
Well, they found that out in the first drive when they did 2 good plays and then they gave up a big one.
2nd down and 10. Braden takes the snap, hands to Collins, running left, and Collins cuts it up for a gain of 9, maybe 10 yards.
See where they mark him. It's all going to depend on the spot if they give him the first or not.
Yeah, they are. First down, gain of 10. And with that run, John Collins goes over the century mark. Timeout on the field called by the Cubs. This timeout's sponsored by Shelter Insurance agent Andy Brandt. Stop by the office to get a free quote today. Stand behind Andy Brandt's Shield of Shelter. 6:41 left here in the 4th quarter. A reminder, 4th quarter brought to you by Hydro Extrusions, located at 808 County Road in Monett. Hydro offers the knowledge and competence in finding the best possible solution for your aluminum project every time. Well, I've missed a lot of station IDs. I need to remind everybody that you're listening to Monett Cub football on KKBL 95.9.
It's week 1 for the broadcasters, too.
It is. We are not in mid-season form yet. Cubs talk it over and now head back out onto the field.
You would like to see their defense get a stop here, though. One, just for the fact that they need the confidence. They need something when they go into film tomorrow. They can look at the screen. We finished this out well. We're on to Stratford. We're going to go to next week.
Yeah, what can we build on? Absolutely.
And you don't want to have to take little things from each drive. You would be like, okay, this drive was really good. We ended it strong. Let's go from there.
I've been listening to the Monett High School band down here playing at halftime. Very good group, by the way. They put on a good show at halftime. Will get better throughout the year, I'm sure. They'll dress it up a bunch. But if we were in Nevada, what fight song would we be hearing? Do you remember?
Is that on Wisconsin?
It is not.
Oh, what is it?
It's the Notre Dame fight song.
Notre Dame fight song.
Yes.
You're not going to hear that too much on Sunday when they play Miami.
On Wisconsin is Lamar.
Yes, that is right.
And I think there may be somebody else,
there is.
too.
I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it might be one of the schools at the left.
Okay. You may be right. But I know there were some times up in Lamar I got sick of hearing on Wisconsin. Because their band sat right down underneath the press box. And they played it on every first down, I think. And
they got a lot of them.
And they know the song by heart. I know that.
Yeah, if you want them to stop, you got to stop them, right?
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
So. Again, this timeout brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Andy Brandt. Andy will make sure you get the right coverage at the right price. First and 10 Tigers from the Cub 32 after a lengthy break in action. Kellen Braden will work out of the shotgun. He'll hand to his tailback, who runs inside the 30 to about the 28 for a gain of 4.
Brought down by Kelton Carr.
I think it was a new tailback in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Tigers working a lot of new faces now later in this one. They got it wrapped up.
Second down and 7 after a gain of 3. Well, maybe it was Jackson that was in there. Jackson stands to the left of the quarterback. Legal procedure against the Tigers.
And Nevada's confused. They're trying to tell the ref when the Cubs did something.
Well, the official's not going to buy that one. They'll mark a 5-yard penalty off. It's second down and 12 now.
No, argue with the official's never going to change a call.
Usually doesn't happen, does it?
I don't know if I've ever seen it in high school football.
No. I saw something the other day. I'll need to Spurrier, Steve Spurrier. Okay. Well, I'll come back to it after this play here. Second down and 12 for the Tigers. Handoff to Jackson. Running right side, cuts it up and gets down to about the 30 for a gain of 4.
It's 45, Aiden Rivera with the stop.
Okay. South Carolina was playing Michigan in a bowl game. Remember the play when Clowney took the guy's helmet off and got the fumble?
Yes.
The play before that, do you remember what happened?
They had a bad spot. They moved it back.
Terrible spot. And they called it a first down, and he
Yes.
was clearly short of the first down. And Spurrier lost his mind. And the caption that I saw said, another example of the ball never lies,
The ball don't lie.
Yeah. Third down and 8 from the 30. Here's Collins running it left side to the 30, to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Tigers. from 30 yards out.
Back to their bread and butter play there, that little two handoff. They get to Collins, and he gets the lane and finds his way to the end zone.
Believe it or not, that's Collins' first touchdown running tonight. He scores from 30 yards out to give the Tigers a 30-point lead. Looks like they'll keep the offensive unit on the field. Quarterback back to pass, throws it over the middle. The two-point conversion is good. That was Simmons with the reception. And with 5:02 left, there is a penalty marker. Well, we wait for the officials to unscramble this. It's a penalty against the Tigers, holding, so a 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty will retry.
So they go for two again.
From the 12. Tigers send a wide receiver wide to the left. And another to the slot, that's Collins. And it'll be a pass over the middle intended for Collins that is broken up and is incomplete. So with 5:02 left, score remains Nevada 56, Monett 26. We'll be back after this timeout.
Nevada Tigers 56.
Back to action here at Burl Fowler. Kickoff return set up to the 30, 35, 40, and out to the 45. Nice return there.
Miles Young with the return, fighting for extra yards.
Return of about 16 yards.
That way? Okay.
First and 10, Monett from their own 46. Offense has been more crisp here in the second half.
Yeah, they've cleaned it up a lot in the second half compared to the first. They were just jittery when they came out of the gate.
Washik will work out of the shotgun. He takes the snap. He'll roll to the right, has time, throws it deep right side, and this one is intercepted, and the Tigers will take over at their own 17.
It was intended for Carson Nesselrode. Ended up getting intercepted by Mason Majors.
Just underthrown slightly, and Majors able to high point it and get the interception. Tigers will take over at their own 17. And up 30, you wonder if you'll see some of the reserves in at this point.
I would expect you start to see them glistening just a little bit here and there. They might try to get out of their own territory real quick before they start putting some more in. But I bet you start to see them rotate out. Who's Nevada got next week, you know?
Yes, I do. Just give me a minute and I'll tell you. they host Aurora.
They're in a dogfight with Mount Vernon. That could be a good one.
Here's a handoff to a fresh tailback. That's Atkins.
August Black with the tackle. A little extracurricular after the play.
Atkins picks up a couple.
Gain of 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8.
Cubs defense here just needs to continue to get stops and push backwards here. Also can see the Cubs start to rotate in some new faces now as well.
2nd down and 8. Clock rolls as we approach 4 minutes left in this one. There's Collins with the run. Up the middle he goes. 1st down and a whole bunch more. He's to midfield, has one man to beat. That's Courtois trying to chase him down, and he's not going to get him. That's a score of 81 yards for the Tigers.
John Collins, have yourself a night. He's been doing it all this evening.
217 yards rushing now, and 2 touchdowns on the ground to go along with a receiving touchdown.
Got the hat trick.
Hat trick tonight.
That's a good way to start the season if you're that young man.
Yeah, I think so. He's had a strong night. And he's only rushed the ball 12 times. PAT on the way is high enough, it's long enough, and it is good. 3:46 left. Nevada 63, Monett 26. Back after this timeout. Back to action here at Burrow Fowler. Kickoff return out to about the 30 on a reverse. It was Antoine Smith. It's like a whirling dervish over there. He spun
him and
then
I think it was Kendrick Atkins that he ran into, and Atkins, he's shaking up and down on the Nevada sideline. Hope he's okay.
1st and 10 Cubs from the 29. Washik takes the snap, flips it out to Smith. It's incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and long.
See what the Cubs can do here on offense to close this one out. Night did not go as you would want for your first game of the year, but nothing you can do about it now.
No, you've just got to build on it and get ready for week 2. Washik hits Umfleet on the slant, and Umfleet out to about the 45 for a gain of 16.
Another good play by Colin Umfleet. He shows that never say die mindset.
152 yards. Another 1st down brought to you by ASI. Washik looking to throw deep. Left side, Nesselrode. He makes the catch.
He
got a foot down.
He had a foot down. That was right over the shoulder. Beautiful ball by Washik, and they're going to get him the catch.
31-yard gain.
That play results in another Monett Cubs
It's stuff like that when you see it. Like if the Cubs could just put that together throughout a game. You saw it against Mount Vernon last year.
Yep. Washik throws over the middle, pass caught, and that's Miles Young down to about the 10, a gain of 15.
Young has had a decent game now, a couple catches here late, switching over from defense to offense this year.
First and goal at the 10-yard line.
Washik out of the shotgun will hand to Smith, running right to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone, but a flag comes out. It's going to be a holding penalty.
Probably. Like they got one of the receivers. Self-inflicted wounds, Benji.
I know it. Cubs have lost a couple of touchdowns on penalties tonight. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction. And it'll be first down from the 13. Washik will throw over the middle. Nesserode with a catch into the end zone for the score from 13 yards out.
Well, Benji, they still scored over 30.
Yes, they did. And they can score in a hurry. They'll go for 2 here. Washik rolls to the right. He's got a man wide open. It's Young for the 2-point conversion. That touchdown brought to you by the law offices of Randall, Mastery & Randall with over 80 years of experience. The team at Randall, Mastery & Randall will handle your legal matters effectively. Be sure to call them for all your legal and title service needs. The successful extra point sponsored by Home Shield Pest Control. You'll get quality customer service, affordable prices, and a pest-free guarantee at Home Shield Pest Control. Serving Monett and the surrounding area, call 417-772-4177 to schedule your next visit. The upcoming kickoff sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri with branches in 7 locations. They have met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. And a reminder that all first downs tonight brought to you by Architectural Systems Incorporated with locations in Monett, Aurora, and Granby. ASI is expanding.
You get all that out?
Got it all.
There you go.
It'd help if I'd memorize that stuff, but still got to say it, though. Well, let's see. Over-under was 96. You better took the over. Onside kick
touched it at 9 yards.
Yeah.
It's going to be debatable either way.
Yeah, and Tigers came up with that. Yeah, if you had the over-under and it was 96, you would have, and went under, you'd have lost. 97.
We're almost to 100.
Yeah, there's some of that Pitt State math. Surely they won't get to 100. No.
They give John Collins the ball again.
They're bringing in backup quarterback at this point.
Who'd you say in the? You said Aurora next week? Yeah, that'd be a good game. And, you know, week 1, a lot of things can happen. Week 2 and 3 is when you really start to see teams start to take shape.
Yeah, we're going to know a lot about the Big 8 conference race, not tonight, but maybe after week 3. Come on, fellas. We're approaching the 10 o'clock hour. A reminder that you're listening to the Monett Cubs on 95.9 FM in Monett. Our call letters, KKBL.
I had to do that. Do all the ad read and stuff for college basketball tournament.
Yeah.
I gave you a lot of props because I would forget to do that at times. And then I was like, oh, shoot. And I'd have to do a bunch of reads.
I'm telling you.
And they're a mouthful. And you got to get it right.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's hard to sometimes jam it all in a certain amount of time. Here come the Tigers. 1st and 10 from the Cub 48-yard line. Hand off to a new tailback.
That's number 2 for the Tigers, Trig Thorpe.
Trig Thorpe, number 2.
Trey Thorpe, the ball carrier, tackled by Tucker Anderson.
He lost a yard on the play.
He's a sophomore.
And we're a snap or two away from putting this in the history book as clock rolls inside 45 seconds.
John Collins, a junior. He'll be back next year.
He's a handful.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. Snap back to the quarterback. And a handoff. Will net the Tigers a yard.
August Black will get the stop. Yeah, I would probably take my prediction for Collins to be a 1,000-yard rusher this year for the Tigers.
Yeah, I think you'd probably be all right with that prediction.
Yeah, I think that's going to do it.
That is going to do it. The clock rolls inside 10 seconds, and we have reached the end of this one. The Nevada Tigers come on the road and start their season with a big victory as they defeat the Monett Cubs 63-34. The Tigers 1-0 on the early season. The Cubs 0-1. We'll slip away. We'll be back with our postgame show after this timeout. Back with you from Burl Fowler Stadium tonight. Cubs fall to the Tigers 63-34. A busy scoring summary, to say the least. I'll go get a drink, and I'll be back by the time you get this done. I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Ryan McCullough, as he'll go over tonight's scoring.
You want me to go from the first quarter?
I do.
All right. First quarter, Nevada got it started at the 9:30 mark with an 11-yard touchdown catch by Collins, and that made it 8-0 after a 2-point conversion. Also in the first quarter, they had a 35-yard scoop and score return for a touchdown by Jet Snyder. It made it 16-0 after a 2-point conversion. Jet Snyder would score again on the ensuing Cubs possession with an 80-yard pick six, make it 23-0 in the first. Also in the first quarter, a 7-yard touchdown run from Will Jackson made it 30-0. Second quarter, 7-12 mark, Jet Snyder had a touchdown catch from Braden. It made it 36-0. That would complete his hat trick in the first half. In the second quarter, the Cubs would get on the board, though, at the 4:27 mark. Alex Meeks would have a 9-yard touchdown catch. No good on the 2-point conversion, made it 36-6. Mason Majors would strike back for the Tigers with a 15-yard touchdown catch, made it 43-6. And then Anton Smith had his first touchdown as a Cub with a 25-yard touchdown run and a 2-point conversion by Smith, made it 43-14. Drew Miller would score for the Tigers on a 28-yard touchdown catch, made it 50-14. Colin Umpley would strike for the Cubs on a 4-yard touchdown catch, making it 50-20. Alex Meeks would have another touchdown catch at the 9:10 mark, making it 50-26. John Collins would have a 30-yard touchdown run, making it 56-26. Fourth quarter, John Collins would have an 80-yard touchdown run, making it 63-26. And then Carson Nussel wrote the last score of the night with a touchdown catch, making it 63-34, your final score, all Tigers. Early, Cubs trying to fight back late, but a little too late, way too big of a lead to overcome.
Thank you, sir. We're going to slip away here from some of our sponsors. We'll be back with more of our postgame show after this timeout. Fowler tonight. The Tigers win at 63-34. This just one game of 5 in the Big 8 Conference and one of many in Southwest Missouri. A reminder that tonight's post-game scoreboard brought to you by MetaPlans Plus. MetaPlans Plus offers Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare Supplement plans, Medicare Part D plans, dental, vision, and hearing plans, and much, much more. Call 417-678-5555 for more information. And with a look at the scoreboard, here is Ryan.
All right, we'll start it off in the Big 8 right now. I think what's the big rivalry game? The only rivalry game really going on in week 1, at least the biggest one. Mount Vernon, Aurora. It's a 3-point game in the fourth quarter, last updated by Ozone. The Mountaineers lead at 29-26. I'm going to get another check on that before we sign off again tonight. And then also, I told you, Benji, I said the Mustangs are going to be better this year. So they returned a lot of pieces. They were going to make improvements. And a final score of only a 4-point game, 39-35. McDonald County defeats the Lamar Tigers.
Say that again.
The McDonald County Mustangs defeat the Lamar Tigers 39-35 for the second time in the Kellen Hoover era as head coach there.
Wow. Congratulations to the Mustangs.
Yeah, they overcame a 9-point deficit with 2 touchdowns in the final 8 minutes to defeat Lamar. And then Logan Rogersville defeats Reed Springs 42-18. I'm going to get another check on Cassville real quick. Because Ozone has not updated that one. Last I looked, Seneca had the lead. But I think the game of the week that you got to look at, Nixa and Republic, that's the big one here. Nixa wins 49-21, makes a statement against Republic.
Yeah, that's a big statement in week 1 for sure.
Clever still up over Miller, 20-7 going to the fourth quarter.
All right.
So your Blue Jays could start off 1-0. Benji Finsky, the man that saved Clever football, brought it back.
Let's not get carried away.
Updated score for Cassville Seneca. Seneca leads 33-27.
Wow, big scores in the Big 8 Conference. What about East Newton Springfield Catholic? You got a score with them? And maybe Ozone doesn't have a
Yeah, I
score
was
from there.
looking for East Newton. I don't think they have East Newton here. I'll check Max Preps here in a second. Houston defeated Pierce City 40-20. So Eagles also starting off 1-0. Mountain Home up over West Plains 21-10.
And West Plains is a potential district opponent for the Cubs.
Correct, and that is the final score. Seneca did defeat Cassville tonight. Sarcoxy defeats Skyline 27-19. And then you want some college football scores, Benji, because we got some of those done.
Do we have to?
Oh boy, I got a big score update. In a 3-point game, was it the Battle for the Bell? Is that what they have? The trophy for Mount Vernon Aurora?
Yeah.
Well, it's going over to Aurora by 3. They defeat the Mountaineers tonight.
By 3.
32-29.
Holy cow. So you take a look at the games in the Big 8 Conference. You had McDonald County narrowly over Lamar. You had Aurora edging out Mount Vernon. You had Seneca edging out Cassville.
It's wide open.
You had 97 points scored here tonight. I tell you, the Big 8 Conference is not 3 yards in a cloud of dust anymore.
No, and here's how it is. Like, yes, this was probably the most lopsided game in the conference. We'll have to see how East Newton Springfield Catholic is once that score gets updated by Ozone. They don't have one for it yet. But I would say this right now, a lot of teams are going to see that scoreboard and how much Monett did score, and they don't want to have to deal with the offense. Mount Vernon found out last year. They rolled in here to face a 2-win Monett team. All of a sudden, Monett hangs a bunch of points on them, and it's a 3-win Monett team, and Mount Vernon's going to the playoffs with a loss. But we look at some of the college scores. Auburn's up over Baylor 31-17. Auburn not been able to throw the football, but they've been able to score in other ways to make up for it. Colorado, Georgia Tech, fourth quarter tied at 20.
Okay.
7:30 remaining. Georgia Tech does have the ball.
All right. Well, there's a look at your area and out of area scoreboard. What if I told you tonight that these two teams combined for over 1,000 yards of offense?
I'd believe you. Yeah, that would make sense.
How about 1,043? Monett finishes with 540 yards of offense. Nevada 503. Looking at the total stats, Monett with 12 rushes for 65 yards, 47 of 63 passing for 475. So a total of 540 yards, 29 first downs for the Cubs, but they were plagued with 5 turnovers, 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles, 17 penalties for 121 yards for the Cubs. So some things definitely to work on there. For the Nevada Tigers, 33 rushes for 364 yards, 7 of 7 passing for 139. So the Tigers end up with 503 in total offense. They had 1 turnover. It was an onside kick, a fumble. 5 penalties for 32 yards. Individually, for the Monett Cubs, they were led Antoine Smith in rushing, 61 yards on 7 carries, and he had 1 touchdown. Dylan Washik, 47 of 63, and 2 touchdowns tonight. Umfleet finishes with 152 receiving. Nessa Road 114, Meeks 103. We're going to be joined in the post game by Coach Ben Mock. Interview brought to you by Four State Dental Care. With a team of professionals that provide comprehensive and compassionate care, they work together to give you and your family exceptional dentistry in a friendly environment. I'll let Coach get himself settled here. Hello, sir.
How's it going?
Well, if you had the over-under at 96, you'd have been wrong.
Yeah,
A lot of points tonight.
A lot of points tonight. I think, we gave them a lot of points. And so, I was talking to our team, 3 areas we want to work on. It was obviously turnovers. We don't want to turn the ball over. We want to force the other team to turn the ball over. Penalties, we don't want to have, a lot of penalties, and we want the other team to kind of force them into situations where they have penalties. Then obviously missed tackles. We don't want to miss any tackles on defense, and we want to break tackles when we have the ball on offense. And those 3 areas didn't go well for us tonight. But, I think teams show their most improvement from week 1 to week 2. And just talking to the guys, I go out there and talk to them after the game. Every kid's looking me right in the eye. So I think, obviously we have the right kids. And, this one kind of, it really falls on my shoulders to make sure our kids are ready to go week 1.
You know what? Your team really hung in there and fought in the second half, and I think they played some pretty good ball after halftime. It just seemed like they settled down.
Yeah, I mean, that's the character that I know of our team is that, they don't quit, they compete. And I never want them to look at the scoreboard, whether, we're way ahead or way behind. It's a 4-quarter game, and I want our kids to play longer or play harder longer than the other team. And so I thought they did a good job. Obviously, you saw they were cramping up, getting tired in the second half, and our kids, for the most part, were staying healthy and fresh. So I think there's some advantages that we're doing with our offense and defense. We just got to – there's some kinks and some areas we got to fix, and we'll do that, and we'll get better coming in week 2.
These 2 teams tonight combined for over 1,000 yards of offense. Your group ended up with 540 yards of offense unofficially, 475 in the air, 65 on the ground. Nevada 364 on the ground and 139 in the air. But you had some really good individual performances. You had 3 receivers that went over 100 yards tonight.
Yeah, that's great if you win the game. And so we got to find ways to win these games and, put pressure on these teams. And I feel like, offensively, we just stopped ourselves. We don't just turn the ball over. We turn the ball over and give them points on those turnovers. And so those are things that we can correct. Everything that, I didn't like about tonight are things that we can fix and correct going into week 2 and moving forward. So I like the potential of this team. I like their work ethic, and we'll find out tomorrow, how good this team's going to be, who shows up and how hard they work. So, and I know they all will. So they're great kids, and we care about them obviously more than football players. They're doing a lot of great things off the field, and so I'm ready for that reward to be felt on the field as well.
I think you're going to be a very explosive team. You've got some really good receivers. You got a quarterback that you can tell. He has made a huge difference in a year's time. That kid has. Washik.
Yeah, he has, and there in the first half, he made some uncharacteristic mistakes, and he knows that, and he came over. You don't have to yell at him. He already knows what happened, and so it's just loving on him and knowing that he can do the job and get it done. And I'm not worried about our quarterback position and receiver position. I'm not worried about really any position right now. It's just get him on the same page and playing together as a team and doing the fundamentals and the stuff that we do, as far as coaching and practice. Just do what you're coached to do. And so, out here for a lot of these guys are out here for the first time and seeing their eyeballs when they come off the sidelines, but then they start to settle down there in the second half, and you saw some of the things, the potential of this team can do. So we had them in a couple third and longs and just gave them first downs and gave them big plays. So, they had a lot of yards on offense, but a lot of those yards we gave them. And so, we'll get better moving forward, and I'm excited about what this team can do.
You know what? A lot of leadership out there from your quarterback, from your wide receivers. Like you said, some things you got to clean up. Penalties is a big thing. A lot of pre-snap stuff that you'll work on, I know, and some holding calls out there on the perimeter. Some of those things happen though when you're in space.
Yeah, and that's where it's just we hold in space and they run the offense they do, but they never held the whole game, so that was interesting to me. But you can't control referees. You can only worry about what you can't control, and if we're making penalties, we got to get better at that, and we will. So there's a lot of things we can correct and fix, but I know all the kids on our team and I as well, wanted to come out and put on a good show for the community and kind of restore the pride and so forth. And they were a little obviously upset about that. I think that's bothering me the most right now. But I think going into week 2, and especially going in tomorrow at 8 a.m., we'll bounce back and we'll be just fine.
Ryan was going over the scores. I think this Big 8 conference, there's going to be a lot of points scored this year by a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think there will be too. A lot of guys are back on offense, especially in the backfield of some teams, and so there'll be a lot of points scored, and it's just getting our defense ready and prepared to stop these other teams. And I'm excited where this team will be at the end of the year. That's what I told him. I said, you don't want this to define your season, but you do as well. This is going to be the turning point. No one wants to feel like this after a game ever again, and so especially me. And we'll get this ship right, and we'll see week 2 how good we're doing.
Now, who do we have tonight with us?
This right here is Evelyn. We call her Evie. She's the youngest mock right now. She's 18 months, and she is she sees that cub. She's cub through and through.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Evie, I'm going to let your dad go. Coach, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk next week after a win over the Stratford Indians.
Yeah.
And I think they were trailing tonight to Liberty, pretty big. And, they've got a bunch of young kids coming in. They started a whole bunch of seniors last year.
Yeah, they did. They I think they put 69 points on us over there. And so our kids remember that. I remember that. And so it gives us a little motivation as we prepare for them this week. And they do a lot of stuff on offense that's hard to stop, but our kids will be ready on Friday.
Very good. We'll let you go. That's Coach Mock. We'll be back with more of the postgame after this timeout. Back one final time at Burrell Fowler. At least I think it's one final time. Tonight, Nevada wins at 63-34. And Ryan, you got to love the optimism of Coach Mock. I know that he's not satisfied with this game tonight, but he knows there are things that they can work on.
Well, and that's what I love about him, because just when you talk to him, you can just tell the oozing of competitiveness that comes off of him, because he wants to win. He wants the kids to succeed, most importantly, and he wants to see them be happy after each game, and he has a plan to do it. And I think he's going to be able to do it. It's just building that process. You got to remember, this team 2 years ago that went 0-10.
Yep.
And didn't really have a game that they were right there to win at the end. And so to go from that, then last year you get 3 wins, and it was really trying to make progress. And tonight you saw glimpses. And sometimes week 1, you find out, okay, we lacked in these areas, and we need to prepare that better. And then you tighten it up for week 2, and you can be a whole different team.
Absolutely. You know what to work on now. You work on pre-snap penalties. You work on turnovers, ball protection. You work on tackling. I mean, those are 3 things you work on, and shore some of those up or all of them, good things are on the horizon. Just a reminder that the visit with Coach Mock was sponsored by the team at Fourth State Dental Care, where they ensure a beautiful smile at an affordable price. We need to talk about player of the game, Ryan.
I would go Alex Meeks or Colin Omfleet on offense.
I would think you're right there, because Umfleet tonight finishes with 152 yards receiving and 1 score. He also ran for 14 yards. Alex Meeks finishes with 103 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. What about on the defensive side? I think I have an idea. I think Mr. Tolles had a big game.
Yeah, Tulsi did a good job.
He had a number of tackles at or behind the line of scrimmage, and you're looking at week 1. We'll see where we get from here to next week against the Stratford Indians. A reminder to all our fans too that the score of any contest is generally forgotten over time. However, the actions of players, coaches, and fans leave lasting impressions. Be sure to choose good sportsmanship as you cheer on your favorite team. This message brought to you by Access Family Care, with more than 200 employees serving 7 counties in southwest Missouri. Well, Ryan, what are your final thoughts as we wind down week number 1?
Final thoughts were, game started awful for the Cubs, and they could have folded up shop and went home and just quit in that one and let it get worse and get shut out. They didn't. They still hung up over 30 points. Got a lot of things you need to clean up defensively, but I didn't see anything that I was like, that's unfixable, and it's going to be a long year. I saw a lot of promise, and I still think they could have a very good season.
You know, I think one thing that we really never mentioned directly, the Cubs need to play ahead of the chains.
Yeah, they got to win first down.
They do. And even though they can throw the ball and they can pick up chunks, it's hard playing 2nd and 12 or 1st and 20 after a penalty. They have to stay on schedule, and when they do that, they're going to score a lot of points.
I agree with you, and you saw signs of it when they were able to win first down. That's when they can go no huddle, and that's when they really were at their best.
Yeah, when they're reacting.
Yeah.
And not thinking about things, just going and playing the game. So, there's a lot of promise in this team. They put up 34 points tonight. However, they were outscored by a very good Nevada Tiger team. A reminder to catch the Coach Mock Show next Friday evening right here on KKBL. Coach Mock will sit down with Sammy Clapper to discuss tonight's contest as well as preview the upcoming game against the Stratford Indians. I'm hoping to go all next week without saying Seneca Indians, but I bet I don't do it.
I called them Stockton multiple times last year, so let's not do that again.
Okay, so we got 2 things to work on there. We'll keep tallies next week to see who wins that one. The Coach Mock Show can be heard just ahead of our pregame right here on KKBL 95.9 FM. Well, as we come to the end of tonight's broadcast, Ryan and I, Erwin, would like to thank all the fine people here at Monett High School for their help and their hospitality this evening. It's always a great place to call a game, one of the best facilities in southwest Missouri. A special thanks also goes out to all of our sponsors who make our broadcast possible, and a special thanks to our new sponsors this year. We could never do one broadcast without the support of these people. Be sure to get out and visit these local businesses and let them know how much they are appreciated. And finally, a huge thank you to all our listeners out in Cubs Nation. Thanks for being with us each and every Friday night during the football season. Just a reminder that our next football broadcast will be coming your way next Friday evening as the Cubs will host the Stratford Indians. Pregame is set to begin at or around 6:25 with kickoff scheduled at 7 p.m. Once again, our final score from the stadium tonight, Nevada Tigers 63, the Monett Cubs 34. For my broadcast partner, Ryan McCullough, and our producer engineer, Erwin Perez, this is Benji Finsky saying thanks for following the Cubs and good night from Monett.